Episode 12. 12 weeks, 3 months. How you feeling it's going so far, lads? We'll do this before intros.
Yeah, well, man. It's getting good. Consistency.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the ride so far, man. It's been fun.
Fun stuff.
You're reverting back to the first 2 weeks, bro.
No, we're here.
I think one of the things
Mr. Mysterious
that about this is I'm just seeing how many different hats Isaac's gonna come to the recording with. We've done 12 weeks. I've seen 11. I've seen 10, 11, bro. Like, what's going on?
I was expecting that.
Bro, the collection is the collection is mad still.
I was not expecting that still.
Do you know what's nuts, yeah?
I'm so glad you didn't hear that. We'll talk off mic. Did you hear what he said?
I heard it. I'll get back to it. We'll circle back to that one. No, but do you know what?
They dropped the little Stony.
Do you know what?
Yeah, all right.
Get the Stony in the shot.
Yeah. Mark's gonna put a
do you know
black
what?
thing
Yeah,
over that.
about 5 weeks ago,
Yeah.
it popped in my head, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if that's gonna like become my thing.
Yeah. It's
nuts.
okay, bro. You can flex any how you like, you know?
True, bro.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Anyway.
Listen, some of us flex by wearing different hats.
Oh, here we
Some-
go. Oh, yeah.
Some of us have AV on holiday.
Days, man. That's the only bad bees do.
Some of us go to Bora Bora on the PJ.
Before. It's alright.
What, jet apartments?
Yeah.
That's not the Bora Bora you know, mate. I'll tell you that for free.
Anyway,
Anyway,
oh my God.
I'm Jod.
Marky Mark.
Isaac.
Well, anyway.
You're
The
sick
FA
for
Cup
that,
final.
You're sick for that comment, though.
Yeah. He came ready. I think that comment I made about going back to the first couple of weeks, he said, nah, well, we're going to talk about that. That was flagrant. There was something I was going to say, but I'll leave BD alone. FA Cup final, man. I mean, the result wouldn't have shocked anybody here. But as I was thinking about it, I was driving, I said, did the way it happened shock anybody?
When you say the way it happened,
No.
in terms of how the game played out.
Yeah, because I think the consensus was largely either Man United do a smash and grab, like they somehow survive
They were never going to do
and
it.
they win at 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe that was like a 1 million to 1 chance, right?
It's never going to happen.
Or Man City turn up and say, yo, it's just full steamroller.
Yeah.
And whilst the gameplay was kind of to that effect, I mean, 2-1 as a scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect either of the scenarios.
Yeah.
Or or doesn't the scoreline really tell the true story of the game?
It felt like City's last game of the season, bro.
What party?
Like they was just chilling.
Yeah.
United were.
That says a lot about United, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
There's plenty.
I think the scoreline doesn't tell the true story. It should have been more to City, but I think with a cup final, you're always gonna. It's not just a cup final; it's also a derby, right?
Yeah.
And it's Manchester United versus Man City, so you're always gonna get this elements of the game where City are gonna be on edge.
Yeah.
And it looked like at times that Man United could get back into it. And I was actually worried because I don't want them to win it. Like as soon as we lost that title, I was like, no, Man City have to win this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
By hook or by crook.
Yeah.
But it did look like Man City were going to steamroller them, but it was nervy moments, isn't it? So
That point you make is almost like, you know, you get knocked out of a tournament, yeah?
Yeah.
But the team that knocked you out wins the tournament.
Mm.
You're like, all right, cool.
yeah. Justified, isn't it?
Yeah.
Justified.
At least I lost to the winners.
We lost.
Do you know what I
We
mean?
finished second to the treble winners. It's justified.
Isaac, what do you think? Like that early goal,
13 seconds.
I don't even know if I'd
Jeez.
sat down. You know, you still get a drink. Like,
I did.
Mad.
I did it. Knocked the
genuinely-
stuffing out of them the way it seemed like it was going to, because I'm not sure it did.
What was
So-
everyone doing when the first goal went in?
I was literally looking at my phone.
I had to turn my TV on you.
Bro, I was looking at my phone. I think I was in the group chat. I think I was messaging in the group chat and I just heard this roar and I looked up and I said, what?
I was settling down. Like, you know, when you sit down, you're, you know, and then I just hear, and I'm thinking, VAR, yeah, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I was in my car, bro. Just put it on my phone, literally. Weren't even looking at my phone. All I heard was the commentators going mad. I looked at the goal and I
thought it
was
must have
like,
been a replay
nah,
from another
they're
game or
taking
something.
it.
Something crazy.
It was such a simple goal.
Do you know what, right? I think that I honestly believed, like you said, that City were going to win, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the general consensus, right? The manner in which they won, I don't think it was shocking. I think the early goal was kind of symbolic of just City, just the way everyone thought City was going to win, right? What surprised me was that, to Mark's point, the game, there were moments of back and forth, right? Now, obviously, a team's not going to dominate every moment of the game, right?
Yeah.
And there are going to be swings and roundabouts. You know, they might take a breather, sit back a little, soak out the pressure, let the other team tire themselves out, and then counter-attack. I think, to Terrell's point, it really looked like all attention's on the Champions League final.
That's poor.
Like, we're just going to do enough to get the win.
Second game.
Do you know what I mean? Just literally, we're just going to do enough to get the win, and then we're going to have a little jolly up, and then get up back at the M1 and prepare for...
So basically, they weren't worried about United.
At all. I don't think they were at all.
But Gundogan was moving like...
Bro.
Like he really was there to score goals and do nothing else. Like he wasn't playing centre mid. It was crazy.
He didn't have to.
Man, what that game also told me, right? Number two things: the power shift in Manchester is real,
Massive.
really
That's
real,
been going for some time,
massive.
though.
I think it's
No,
worse
but-
than I thought.
Yes, this is what the point I was going
It's
to say.
actually worse than I thought.
The power shift is nuts, and I don't think Man United are going to get back. I don't think that momentum's going to shift anytime soon.
So that's the point I wanted to come on to, but go on.
I don't even think, even when Pep leaves, I think it will still be massive.
Yeah.
Like it's going to take a lot.
There's such a I think the legacy of Sir Alex is one legacy that they enjoyed while he was creating that legacy, but once he left, it was always going to be an uphill struggle. And at this point, it looks like they're at the bottom of those cliffs, the White Cliffs of Dover, looking up to the top.
I got a question actually. I got a question actually.
Whoa!
think-
At least it's not just Arsenal that gets the Isaac, stabs in the back.
Do you think that United and Arsenal missed a trick when it came to
Pep?
No, not even that. Ferguson and Wenger leaving. They should have really took the Barcelona approach of hiring within and keeping that same tradition.
But okay,
And having someone
Hiring managers
that's
within, you say.
that's a good
from
point.
within instead of changing the whole thing.
I've got two answers to that, but go on.
That's a
Because
good
look,
point.
David Moyes come in, he wanted to do his own thing,
Oh,
to
bruv,
take everyone
let's not
out,
go
blah, blah,
there.
blah, blah,
Let's not
whatever,
go
whatever. We had Emery, which wasn't a bad appointment, really,
Yeah, I
but it
agree.
wasn't, it still was like, what are we kind of doing here with the culture of the team and the you get me? I feel like Barcelona kind of got it right with the Pep, and then who else come after that?
I think it was Luis Enrique. Pep.
Luis Enrique.
No, there was a guy
and-
in between.
There was a
The
guy in
gentleman who
between.
died.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
And but anyway,
All due
Pep,
respect, I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pep, Xavi,
Yeah.
they've done it from within.
I
Like, they
think
took
they've
charge
so
of that academy and then
I
boom,
think
come up.
they've been fortunate, right,
Very.
to have high level players who've also wanted to get into coaching, into managing, right? And they've also they've come through that school of football, the Cruyff school of the ideology of football, right? So they've all got it ingrained in how they play and also how they coach and manage. At Arsenal, who are those people?
That's what I was going to ask.
And I
Who
was
are those
talking
people who would you have said?
at the time, who was going into management? Bergkamp, Vieira.
No, Bergkamp, no.
Bergkamp,
Vieira.
no.
Nah,
You
I don't think
sure?
it was. We went into coaching, but I think he made very clear early on he wasn't in the frontline
Oh, so
management
he's
thing.
doing
I think,
coaching.
yeah. It was
Right,
Vieira,
so
definitely. Henry,
Vieira, Henry. There was
Nürnberg.
There was,
Yes, Ljungberg did.
Yeah,
Because he
I
did
did.
his badges out,
Another one
didn't
as
he?
well.
Overmars went upstairs. He went straight up into the boardroom.
He went to Ajax. didn't he?
Exactly, yeah.
Well,
but he went
that's
straight
not
into the
ended well for him,
boardroom.
is it?
But even now, you can see we're doing it with
Wilshere.
Wilshere. Fabregas is now
Back.
at Arsenal.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
They're saying Xhaka might, he's gonna, if he does leave, they're saying he's got a coaching role at Leverkusen after his thing. But I kind of see him coming back doing something. But they're doing that more now.
Yeah.
But do you know what I think it is though? I actually think it's less about that. I think the difference between those clubs and the English clubs is it was built around that individual, right?
Mhm.
So Wenger and Fergie were managers. Like, they managed the club.
Mhm.
They weren't
Yeah.
first team coach.
Mhm.
They weren't head coach. I think if you called Ferguson a coach, it might have got tricky for you still. I think you'd have taken offense to that. So inevitably, when you do that, and to your point, you don't build a certain, they are the culture, they're everything. When you take them out, it's always going to be tricky. And I think English clubs have seen that cycle regularly. Whereas with Barcelona's clubs, everything is kind of how we've got it here now, right? They've had the sporting director thing for time. They've had a culture of democracy. Even who runs the club is voted in. So I think that they're able to do that because that role has been a coach role for a long time. From Rijkaard,
I feel like those two would have been perfect to bring in or help someone get the culture, get the club. This is how we run it, top to bottom. Watch me.
But the other thing as well is they have
Ferguson, definitely, because he had so many players that he could have come.
But they thought they were doing the right thing because they let Fergie handpick David Moyes.
Yeah,
they thought they were kind of doing that. And I think the other thing with people like Barca is the culture runs through the club. La Masia, all of that. It's like, even if you remove certain people, it kind of just, I was going to say it kind of runs itself, but it ran itself into the ground for a couple of years.
It keeps ticking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And also, crucially, that academy was a bit mad. So
question.
But ideologically, you're right. I think there should have been more care and attention paid to, and I think Henri and a couple of people have said it, like they ran into Wenger, they didn't agree, and Wenger had a habit of not agreeing with people that started to not be his disciples in it and have their own opinion. So yeah, I think there was a slight trick to be made there, but I think the culture of the English club setup had to change. Now everyone's got director of football. You know, look at Brighton. Whoever you are, if you're a coach, if you're a player, if you're a director of football, my man knows the next 3 people for that job.
Yeah.
And I think that culture is what's changing now. And
all right, so I've got a question, right? With those two guys leaving, there's obviously been very different
approaches.
Sorry, Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. Right, Sir Alex and Arsene Wenger. With them leaving, Arsenal and Man United, we went through very different periods of kind of rebuild, if you want to call it that.
We dropped off the face of the earth, basically.
Yeah. I don't feel Arsenal's was as bad as United's, though.
No.
Some would argue that well, they've won trophies.
I think it has been, man.
No.
I think it's been
because
similar.
we was going
It's been
from
similar.
top four to fifth, sixth.
So you're saying the drop off wasn't as bad?
Yeah.
But I
want to know what you guys' opinion as Arsenal fans, and then
I see a little
trying to
smirk
be
in your eye.
objective.
You
No.
get that.
I'm just trying to word it. No, just trying to obviously as Arsenal fans, and then trying to be as objective as possible.
Yeah.
Why would like someone like me?
Yeah.
I'll give my opinion, but from your point of view, whose drop off was worse, and why do you think that?
United.
I've got a really bad analogy for this, but you go.
I think it's been the same.
So T saying United.
I think if one team has drop off has been worse than the others, I think it's very, very, very marginal.
That's interesting.
Arsenal have been called the banter club for a number of years now, and I don't think that title has come from nowhere. And if I wasn't an Arsenal fan, I'd be laughing at Arsenal too. That's how bad it's been.
Well, slightly Wenger's fault, a little bit.
You know what it is?
Because he was wrong and
Man
strong.
United fans, we can laugh at each other, innit? Especially when they play really bad or they're like lingering down in 10th and vice versa. I don't think one team has had a worse drop-off than the other, if I'm being honest. I think Arsenal are now probably closer to getting back to challenging consistently than United, but it depends on what happens in the transfer windows. But I think it's similar.
No, United went from... Okay, I'll pick up off where Mark finished. Yeah. The banter club thing was going on when we were still getting top four, to be honest. It wasn't really... That's always kind of been...
top four's a trophy.
There you go.
That day I said, brother Arsene, please.
We've been there for
help
time
us in the streets,
before he left. Before he left.
Yeah,
so
we were.
that's but
have Man United not been a banter club since Moyes got there as well, though?
No, United definitely become the banter club after Ferguson left. But they went from winning stuff to all the way to below us.
And I think that's why
a major drop off.
Yeah.
We went from scraping top fours scraping top fours, where people were saying, oh, you know what, Wenger keeps them in the top four though, scraping top fours, to now, then it went 5th, 6th, 7th.
I agree.
So it's, and then we're back in it now. So
it's almost like, I should have used this analogy with you, yeah. But you know what it's like? It's like a plane that we crashed slowly. We would just get like this. You can see it all the way. All the way.
Yeah.
Bruv, Man United just dropped out of the sky, fam.
Nosedived.
It was just crazy. And I think I agree with T. From where they dropped off from, like, didn't Fergie win the league in the last season?
Literally. Yeah. It was the one with Van Persie.
Bro,
Right?
he got Van Persie. Wait, let me finish. Let me build the story. Let me land. So they did that, yeah. And also what I think makes it worse is we had a lot of constraints. That's well documented, right? So the slow drop off was Wenger didn't have the financial tools and weapons to compete with some of the new money. Man United splashed on players and managers and more players.
Plus his requirement was top 4.
Yeah.
Just keep getting
Just
top
keep
4
with
our stadium will get paid for.
With the change we're giving you, keep getting us to top 4, then the revenue will keep helping us. He also has to take some blame because even with what he did, he changed ideology, right? He went from the big Vieiras and the big strong players, he went for the smaller technical players and did that everywhere. So yes, your money got smaller, but ideologically you wanted to be clever. You're Professor Wenger.
But was he right though? Getting that top 4 and maintaining the club, was he right? Because when Mourinho come to Man United and he said, my biggest achievement was coming second with this team.
Everyone laughed at him. Now everyone's saying
Wenger, it was look at what I have to spend. Look at these guys coming in now. Chelsea spending mad money. Yeah. Man United spending mad money. I have to continue to get into this top 4.
So for me, that's why Man United is worse, because of all those factors. They literally went from winning the Premier League to being like, yo, what's going on? And then they still had all the constraints that were playing a part in our downfall. They didn't have, and they just kept going and kept going and kept going. And I heard something today that was interesting, and this plays to that point. The same summer, I think Man United bought Paul Pogba. They bought Paul Pogba for 90 million. Mkhitaryan for 35 and someone else for 30, right? Man City bought Gundogan for 20 or 22 million. And that was 6-7 years ago. So then they were still spending 100 and something million in the summer and it still didn't work. And it's ironic that now they're coming out of that cycle, but they're still there. I mean, we would call Jadon Sancho not a great investment. He was 75, 80 million.
I got a feeling it was something to do with them lot though. The Wenger and the Sir Alex, yeah. I feel like they ran the club from top to bottom. When they left,
when you pull them out,
they didn't know what scouts were. They didn't know where to get these players from. They just thought, you know what? But United anyway, definitely just thought, I will just pick the superstars, whatever.
Even in the last 2 years,
Falcao's,
that's it. We'll just go for the name brand. It's almost like someone's son was like, Dad, Falcao was really good on FIFA. I'm being tried. But it looked like that at times though. Like they almost took the cue from what was popular. But you could imagine, like, on a Tuesday, you worked for Wenger or Fergie for 15, 20 years. On a Tuesday, he's not there. Who do I ask about this thing?
Yes, this is
Where do I go for that?
Yes.
And it sounds silly, but that's what happens in organisations.
I don't even think they spoke to the players, bro. I feel like they just like the agent just gave them look how much you're gonna get to go there, and they just thought, do you know what? Yeah, let me go. Look at what Sanchez said. First training session, he said, "No, I want to go back to Arsenal." You ain't spoken to the player. You have definitely not spoken to that player and said, how do you feel about coming to this club? This is where I see this going.
Manchester United did speak to
Man
the
United.
Yeah.
I don't think they spoke to Di Maria. Di Maria didn't want nothing to do with Man United when he went
there. That was
there.
mad though, because he could have gone City, bro.
Bro, Di Maria ain't dead. He's sick. He just did not want to play at Man United.
Even Sanchez, bro. You went from his highs at Arsenal to
overnight.
Let me just quickly circle back to your point about Fergie winning the league with that team. You can't use that as a way to justify anything. Fergie squeezed the life out of that old team, bro.
I think that proves my point even more.
It might prove your point to a degree, but not everyone's going to... No, I get that, but not everyone's going to be able to do that with that team, bro. Bruv, Pep
part of it is his fault. He didn't freshen it up before he left.
Yeah, that team was the life was squeezed out of them.
True.
I'm not gonna lie though, team. You make a one transfer, you say it's gonna be techie, but get me that guy because that's gonna be the difference between winning the league. And then he comes and he wins it, bruv.
Yeah. Because he knew
That was mad.
But
Everything,
Fergie had
he
the way though.
knew.
Yeah.
Fergie had his powers.
Brother brought Paul
Yeah,
Scholes
Only
back in.
Fergie could win the league.
I said, nah,
Can you
need to
imagine
come
doing that
back.
now?
You need to come back.
Can you imagine doing that now in modern day football? Can you imagine? There's so many things that happen then that I think about. I think, can you imagine just calling someone out of retirement?
And man said,
Come back, please.
Scholes said, I can't even be bothered.
First
Came
game,
back, he won the league.
man's
And then,
Man,
retired again.
bruv,
Bothered,
first game of the
but
Prem,
you know what,
turning
you're
out, sprayed it
asking
out
them
wide.
to
I
just come
said,
back, innit?
It all went downhill after they got Moyes in, and then he bought Marouane Fellaini.
And then he started playing him off front.
I think, I think, you know when I thought it was, when I really thought alarm bells started ringing. So you've gone to a club like Manchester United. Alex Ferguson has been there. What was it at that point? 2 decades? 25 years? And then you fire everybody that worked with him.
It's mad still.
Crazy.
No disrespect, David, but you've just come from Everton.
Is that
Not
what
Real
happened?
Madrid.
He fired the ball.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, he got rid of it. He bought all his man them. He bought his full never look alike with him.
Oh my days.
But he bought everybody. You haven't come from Juventus. You've not come from
That's mad.
Real Madrid. You've come from Everton. Again, no disrespect, but bro, at least keep. What was the short bald guys? This is really bad. I should know.
Mike Phelan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least keep him around.
No.
I think they brought him back later.
They brought him back
for a
later,
different
but it was
manager.
too late. It was too late.
Come on,
I know
come on.
Rio and them man were just looking at him thinking,
Do you remember that quote from Rio when he
But he
said,
said that's a lie though. He said, didn't he come
It
out and say it's
wasn't
not true about them
the
showing the videos of Phil Jagielka?
no way.
He said, come on.
No way.
I think he said, come on, guys. Like, seriously. Would you do that? Would you go in a team of Champions League winners and show them a video of Phil Jagielka? He's like, come on,
Swear.
man. He was like, it's rubbish. It's not true.
That couldn't be true, man.
I'm thinking putting his book
I
or
don't
something.
care. It's funny. It's
Yeah,
too
nah,
funny.
come on,
It's
bro.
too
The
funny.
internet was
I hope
internet.
It's true to me.
Internet was internet. So then to add to T's point then, do you start to see Manchester? We'll come on to see it in a second because the treble's on and I pray they do it. But are we starting to see the ships turning for Manchester United?
No.
What? For the better? You like harsh, man. Come on, man. Stop being harsh.
I can't do
You know
this.
what?
to you,
This is
No,
you know
I
what?
can't do this.
But you know what?
Hey,
You know
okay,
what?
watch this here.
No,
Watch this.
no, wait. You just
Go on.
very, very quickly. Yeah? Going back to our question, just your question now about who had the heaviest fall or whatever
Yeah.
since Wenger and Fergie leaving. This is playing a part in you lot's decision as to why it's Man United. Because the hatred is a lot. I don't care. I hate Man United. I don't care.
No. Oh, sorry.
Okay, watch
Sorry, Mark,
this.
just to
It
say
ain't
that,
going to be
what I
no
should-
hate.
Sorry,
Watch,
Terrell.
go on.
What I should have said was they both ended up as rubbish as each other. It's just the way there. His question was about how hard was worse, but we both ended up as rubbish as each other.
Mhm.
It was just the journey there.
Yeah.
Man United drop off was harder.
Yeah.
But we were both at rock bottom deaders.
Exactly.
So we've come to that agreement. How
Yeah.
can you not see that United have turned the corner?
Wait. I didn't say turn the corner.
No,
I
no,
said
no.
the ship is turning.
Okay, sorry, not turned the corner. That's BS.
'Cause,
as well.
yo.
They've definitely not turned the corner.
Yeah.
Can I ask
But
a
the ship is
question?
definitely turning, bro.
Can I ask
For the
a
better.
question? Because a lot of fans,
Mm,
including Liverpool fans,
mm.
even United fans, have
Mm.
said the same thing to us, Arsenal fans.
that's
Yeah,
true, yeah.
they've said,
What's true? Go on, lend it.
okay, where would you lot be if everyone was
Equal.
Not equal, but
Everyone
Liverpool
on
didn't
form.
have their
Everyone
fall
was on
off. Chelsea
form.
didn't
Yeah,
have their
they were
fall off.
performing.
Tottenham
Yeah.
didn't have their fall off.
Yeah.
Where would you lot be? You lot wouldn't be challenging for the. This is what United fans said to me the other day in the barbershop. But still,
Hey, T loves talking about
I
United. Though. He's
said,
got louder.
bro. So okay,
know why?
cool. Let's say Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, they were all at their peak.
Mm.
Not
Yeah.
peak, but playing their usual football. Where would you lot be? Where would they be?
That
Because it
must
wouldn't
have
be in
been
top four.
Yeah.
And I can actually look at my team and say, you know what? We played some bloody good
Yeah,
football.
we'd
You
be
know,
up there.
we had a good chance of
We'd be up there.
still being in that top four with everyone being
Mm.
Yeah,
good.
they're peak.
Yeah.
But you lot definitely wouldn't be in the
Yeah.
top four.
I think worst case
You
would
lot
have been third.
would be in big trouble with Brighton and Villa.
Yeah.
And Newcastle. Because I don't think Newcastle
And
were top four.
Newcastle, sorry. Not even Newcastle.
I think them three-
Yeah, Newcastle.
I think them three are duking it out. And then
Yeah.
it's, if everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing with the signings and on
Yeah.
paper,
Mm.
it's
And this is what
Man
I'm saying.
City,
Next season,
Chelsea,
if
Liverpool,
everyone does what they're
and then
supposed to
Arsenal
do.
are like, we're here. Maybe,
And
yeah, you're right. Third,
remember,
fourth, yeah.
Man United supposedly haven't got the funds, or they not got the funds. They're not going to spend because of the takeover talks and this and that. So where are you going to be next season? If everyone signs who they're supposed to sign, Liverpool are signing, Arsenal are supposed to be linked with how many people? Edu and Arteta say we're going to sign players, and their track record shows they sign players,
Yeah.
innit?
Whether they get it right or not, that's a start.
Yeah.
Because we went through the years of
Wenger saying nothing.
No, not even that.
Wenger used to say
Everybody
nothing,
under the
bro.
sun, yeah? When the transfer window closes.
Nothing.
Bruv, Wenger would say nothing though. They linked with someone.
And then
Like,
they would run to the shop in the last hour. So we run to 7-Eleven to Spar in the
The
last
reason
hour.
why I don't think Man United, the ship is turning is because
I think that's harsh, man.
So it's not even turning.
That's harsh,
All right.
man.
It might be. He
it
might have turned the wheel.
might have turned the wheel and started, and he's checking his blind spot. But I don't think.
Okay.
I think all right. So they've got in a coach now. They're backing the coach because there's people above him. They're going to give him time. You can see he's got an ideology, of a philosophy about how he wants his team to play. The problem is there's too much deadwood in that club, right? Okay, so Phil Jones is going. Harry Maguire's been put on the transfer
Phil Jones
list.
is still there.
Yeah, bro.
Oh
They just
my
released
gosh.
it. He's been released.
Oh my
You didn't see his
days.
speech on Twitter?
Yeah, bro.
No?
No, I felt for him, so I'm not going to lie.
Who?
So
Phil Jones?
Yeah. Harry Maguire's been put on the transfer list. Sancho they need to let Sancho
Sorry,
go.
Azza,
I don't
sorry.
think they are.
Can we rewind a little bit? Do you guys think that story about Harry Maguire's incentive to leave is true? Have you seen that?
What is
What?
it?
Was this
That Man United are going to pay him 10 million to leave.
Oh, that's
yeah.
I heard
yeah,
that.
Wait,
yeah.
and Sky
That's his
reported
contract,
it.
isn't it?
This was
It
not a
must be
joke
true,
thing.
then.
That's his contract, isn't it? Probably.
It's for the rest of his contract, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Harry,
Yeah.
do you need someone to carry that in a duffel bag for you, bro? Let's go.
No, they're
What do you
probably
mean?
gonna just pay his wages.
Yeah,
wherever
yeah.
he goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
They want him gone that
10
bad.
million.
Yeah, that's
Like,
He's Man
anyway,
United
questions
captain.
for Liam, but
Big
it's the way
money.
it came out. Almost, this is where journalists are bad, you know? Because if that's a normal thing, but they've said it like, please, Harry, go.
no, that's
Yes,
a bad indictment on Harry.
It's not, no, but it's not the way they've pushed that narrative. I read it and it works clearly.
England's best centre back.
But it was like, oh, Harry, please go. Here's 10 million. Go. They will pay him to go. That's the way it was written. That's what I don't know if you saw the headline. That's what it was written. That's
Listen,
crazy.
they're-
Sorry, go on.
No, they've got all these players that are just deadwood sitting on the books that they need to shift, right?
Some of them are just
They've
bought.
done again. I think they've capitalized off of the fact that teams around them have not performed this season. Tottenham have pretty much fallen away. Newcastle done well. Liverpool have fallen to the wayside. Hopefully they'll be back next season. Chelsea the same thing. If Poch comes in and gets what he wants, he's able to have a good pre-season. They should be firing in all cylinders next season. That means United are. I can't see them getting top four. That's early predictions. That's not having seen what happens any transfer activity.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So
No, we're talking about this season.
I think
it's
looking at the end of the season, heading into the transfer window, I don't think there's been, regardless of getting to the FA Cup final, winning the League Cup, whatever, I don't think the ship has turned maybe at a rate they would have hoped it would.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe it has turned, just not as fast, or maybe to an extent they would have hoped it would.
Yeah.
This transfer window is going to be very vital.
So I think that the ship is like turning like 1 or 2 degrees. Only because for him to have squeezed out of that team what he has done, when you think about some of the unbelievable underperformance he's had to deal with, Sancho, Anthony, can't even say his name, but I lost it. Anthony, and plus some people have stepped back up. I think Wan-Bissaka's done himself some credit this season, and I think that's down to some of his coaching. I think we're not gonna. I could do a whole podcast on Bruno alone, but Bruno has done well. I think he could get more out of him if he spent less time waving his arms and arguing with everybody, and making better decisions. He had to deal with the Cristiano Ronaldo thing, so I think it's turning. But I think they're on a 2-3 year program now, like almost Arteta-esque when he started. The only thing I think that might be different is the spend that they can spend, right? They might not be spending because they're in the middle of a transaction, but you see when that's done, whoever buys them, they can spend. And they're not gonna get gazumped for certain players.
Are they going to attract the players that?
It's like money talks, man.
I think the one thing that they have is the manager, innit?
Yeah.
They got a decent manager.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants.
He's bought out. He's done wonders with that team in terms of what he has available with him to still be playing Martial up front.
Matt Fred.
Weghorst. Like, what are you doing? Like, where do these players? These players aren't. They're not allowed in the Premier League anymore.
Mate, he had Luke Shaw.
They shouldn't be there.
He had Luke Shaw playing centre back. None of us saw that.
That's what I'm
I never
saying.
saw
So I
that.
think
And he
he's
played
gotten something
Until they
out of
box.
certain players, innit? But
Yeah.
in terms of, I feel like they need a whole squad, bro.
Yeah, no, and it takes time. Like,
Apart from the defense, I would say maybe the defense is not that bad when you look at it. No, because I'm seeing
no, he's thinking in
Wan-Bissaka
perspective
come
to the
back.
rest of the team. Yeah.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka come back. He's done decent.
I
Luke
hear
Shaw's done
I hear it
decent.
now, yeah.
Martinez is decent.
forgot
Varane
about
is
Martinez and
decent.
Yeah,
Varane.
Martinez, of course, yeah.
Martinez, Varane.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that, and I'm thinking, all right, cool. That
Malacia,
Malacia guy, he doesn't
Yeah.
look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is his
They
first
look
season in the
alright.
Prem, right? Malacia.
Yeah.
First season in the Prem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got a foundation
Yeah,
with
yeah,
which to
yeah.
build.
Move on,
Casemiro
Harry.
is there. He's on the old side, but still.
Keeper though.
No, he's going, man. He's got to go.
They need
Keeper.
to get rid of him. That
He's gotta
second
go.
goal.
He's
I was
gotta
sorry.
go.
I went straight into the group chat and I look. For those that are listening, I went straight into the group chat. I spoke to our residential goalkeeper,
Yes.
and I said to him,
I feel that was harsh, man.
"Is am I being harsh by saying that he could have got to it?" And his reply, just
No, but
made
he's
me-
harsh on keepers though. He's not even part of the goalkeepers union. Have you clocked that?
Bro.
Our goalkeeper, he's a bit too harsh on keepers, I think. That second goal, number one. Why is he unmarked like that? Number one. We all saw that ball from last week. We all watched it.
But that's the
Then-
Gea should know that.
Wait, but then
His team
he
lacks.
sees it last minute. He went through all those players. He sees it last minute. Now, does an Allison get there? Maybe. Yeah? Does Edison get there? Maybe. But
Well,
I just
even
named two of
Ramsdale
the best
gets there, bro.
goalkeepers we've seen in the Premier League since when? So he got a hand to it. He should have said. I just think it's harsh on
I
him.
personally think he could have saved that.
I think he could have saved it. The fact he got a hand to it and the ball, the shot was so slow. Like I said, Ramsdale.
So seeing it
probably
late,
saved that.
seeing it late is not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't help, but he could have still saved that, bro. The fact that you made it to the ball,
I think if it's not De Gea, I don't know if we question it as much.
no, we're questioning it.
No, I think if,
we'll
if that's
question
a
it, but-
confident De Gea,
Yeah.
he saves that.
I think so too.
Wow. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So in short, sorry, Man United, this time. You've got a good manager, spend some more money, but spend it wisely. Because as much as people say Man City spend a lot of money, they spend it well. Even Jack Grealish is looking like it wasn't the worst. If they win the treble, they can turn around and legitimately say it was worth it.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what? To be fair, right? I was thinking about this the other day.
I don't think it's worth it.
How many of Pep's signings
Have flopped.
bar Haaland?
Yeah.
It's the only one I can think of right now, off the top of my head. Or Akanji,
Mm-hmm.
to actually do really well in the first season.
Good question.
Well, the ones that he signed for City.
Good question.
Like which
Did
player
Mendy do
can you
okay?
look at?
Benjamin Mendy left back?
He's
Before he
always
dropped
injured,
off?
but I think
Who?
he did all right though.
Before he dropped off, Benjamin Mendy.
I just don't know
Left
if he
back.
did well in his first season.
Ooh.
That's the only thing.
Before, because he came in and we were like, raw, he's just galloping up and down that left side. And then he kind of had a bit of a drop off where his crosses weren't going to anyone but the first defender.
Yeah. Because I think Gundogan didn't settle.
Yeah, it took some
Like,
time.
it took him some
Yeah.
time to settle.
Nathan Ake.
Same thing.
William
Ake.
Silva,
Cancelo came and landed
Bernardo
quick.
Silva. Didn't he take
No, he didn't sign Bernardo, did he?
who? Pep,
Pep. Did he sign
Didn't he?
Bernardo?
When the Mancini,
Yeah, I
Wasn't
feel
it?
like it was Mancini, yeah.
I think so.
maybe.
Cancelo came and was rocket straight away.
Smoking.
He landed and was doing madness outside of the boot and that.
It's hard to say. You'd have to go. against
Ruben
that, bro.
Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz came straight. Laporte didn't land and wasn't kicking straight away. So yeah, you're right.
I think there's a discussion there around, or
Yeah.
maybe like,
was alright.
He didn't sign him.
Mm.
I don't think he.
No.
Morris.
Didn't he sign him?
Did he sign him? 50
We
mil?
had Morris.
Was it
I'm
Pep?
sure he did.
He came
Sure
in
he did.
2016, Pep's first season, and won nothing that season.
Oh, okay, fine.
Sure
yeah,
he did.
yeah.
Maybe not then.
Morris came on some
Maybe
smoke.
not.
Stones landed.
But if you compare that strike rate to other signings, to other managers, I think his strike rate will still be high.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he sounds like he's got like a 30%, 40%-ish strike rate. This is,
Because-
this is,
and-
this
and
is
I can
really
underst-
bad arithmetic.
I can understand it because not everyone's gonna fit straight into the system.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
understand? They're not gonna pick it up every instantly.
especially when you play for
not
those guys.
It's not. It's not an indictment on you as a player.
Mhm.
It's just sometimes some players take a minute to settle. Right?
still
You're so
remember-
used to-
Especially when Pep is telling you
Bro.
where to step.
every,
the pitch.
every minute of the game. Bro.
Every single
Well,
step, bro.
It's mad.
Well, play for Pep sounds like it's like go back to uni.
Bro. Have you heard his training? Have you heard him at training?
Bruv.
Did you
Did he go
hear John
here?
Stones after?
And he shouts, Isaac! Isaac! When he turns here, you must be there. And then he runs.
He's
Wow.
like, did you hear John Stones' interview?
No.
It's, after the game, he was like, I think it was Peter Schmeichel asked him, what's it like adapting to this new role as a DM, free role DM, and he was just like, I'm really enjoying, learning how to receive the ball, where to be, how to turn, and it was just like a proper, like he was breaking it down, and it's like you can tell that's just.
This guy's been a pro for how long? It's just
it's the guidance of Pep,
Same as
there's one turn Stones did in that game.
Yeah, on the edge of his box.
Bro, I think it was like 4 United, 5 United players
just took them out the ball.
Bro.
Yeah.
If he loses that ball, they score because there's like 5 on the goalkeeper.
He
just turns straight.
It's interesting you say that about acclimatizing because I remember, I can't remember which Arsenal player it was, and he was like, they joined around Invincible times when we were actually winning stuff. And he said, listen, forget playing. He said, forget playing. You just got to get used to training. He said, you just got to get used to the speed. When we did the practice games in training, you just got to get used to that. Then maybe you can worry about the first. I
remember Adaga Johnson saying that about Barcelona.
Yeah. Or I remember even Raheem was saying, he can sign. We don't care if they sign it for 200. We don't care. When you come and you enter the rondo, then we'll see what goes. When you see how you handle the rondo, if you take too much touches or you fluff too much, go to that one. You're rubbish. Go to that one. Go over there. Go to that one. Go to that one. So interesting to see. I think the general narrative is now spend better. I think they've got a structure now. They've got a director of football now.
Who?
I don't know his name.
Oh, United.
Yeah, United.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, United. Or they got someone in that kind of position. I don't know if that's his actual job title. Ten Hag is there. I still think even the players he's asked for in this chase, he's made some mistakes. But again, this is his first big job, right? It's come from the Dutch league to here. He's also learning. So there's lots of parallels, I think, with kind of Arteta. I mean, that Anthony signing, core blimey. But it's first season, isn't it?
So, his numbers aren't that bad, for a first season.
Don't worry, my eye test is enough.
Yeah, the eye test is definitely enough. But his numbers ain't that bad. If you're going to go by
just
stats.
for that spin alone. Lastly on this match, this handball.
It was never a handball.
This handball, bruv.
But I agree, but by the law, the letter of the law.
By the letter of the law, it's handball.
Which law? The unnatural position law?
Yeah.
It wasn't in an unnatural position though.
Right.
It was.
But my issue is, unnatural position to you, to me, to you, is two different things.
Yeah.
You know who's a good example of this? Raheem Sterling, bro. His natural position is an unnatural position for the rest of it. The way he runs, the way he jumps. Bruv, that's harsh, man.
I agree.
How is his arm not in unnatural position?
That's what I want to know.
His hand is up in the air.
He's jumped.
He's jumped.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. But
no, but you said no. It is
by the letter of the law.
Yeah.
His hand is in an unnatural position.
How?
Based on what?
The law,
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying.
so the law dictates that your arm should be down or not impeding impeding play, right?
No. In an unnatural position.
Yeah, his hand-
so
That's what the law
if you're
actually says.
jumping,
If you're jumping.
and you obviously everyone uses their arms to jump.
Yeah.
Once I'm coming down and my arms are out already because I'm up trying to jump and whatever. If I'm coming down and my arms are out, that's not in an unnatural position.
And we agree with you.
No,
we're just saying the letter of the law.
No, I know.
No,
but what I'm
we
trying to
get the
get
letter
to,
of the law.
Yeah.
But we're saying, was it in an unnatural position?
No, not at all. I don't think so.
Personally, I wouldn't say so. It would only be in an unnatural position if he was like going to actually get the ball or put his hand in the way of the ball. His hand looked like it was.
That's the only blind.
That's exactly.
That's
but
the only blind.
his hand was.
Because he looked like he wasn't going to head it or
from,
something. He was just there to cause problems.
literally, he didn't try to head it. He didn't try to. His hand shouldn't have been there.
So can I ask you, just to add to Terrell's bit, what would have been a natural position in that motion?
Can't.
Wait, let me
it's hard to say, bro. But it's hard.
Can't.
To, no. It's not about can't answer it. It's hard to say, but his hand shouldn't have been where it was.
See, okay, but we're
No. Okay. All right, listen to this. If he tried to at least attempt to head the ball, then you could say, okay, his hand was in.
No, but you can't.
Why does that change it though?
You can jump. You can jump.
No, but why is his hand there?
Because I'm jumping. I know I'm not going to get the ball, but I'm going to jump anyway.
That's
because
not
I have to
normal
jump.
I agree. No, all right.
don't
So
make
he's
sense.
jumped.
That's a normal
So
jump, bro.
he's jumped, right? He's jumped. You know, you use your arms for leverage, right? To gain extra hang time, whatever. The ball's gone over his head. It's come back across.
Yeah.
Remember, he's not looking.
And he's not aware.
He's just
And it ain't even got
just the natural.
well, it doesn't really matter, but it's not like it's struck his hand as well. It's literally clipped his fingertips.
Yeah, I know.
to the bar.
I'm not saying it's not harsh.
So
I'm just
should he
saying.
have jumped it? Should he have penguin? Should he have salmon?
Okay,
like that.
I'm gonna kill it with this. I'm gonna kill it with this. If he jumped to head of the ball, then his hands would rightfully be in that position, and then I would say it's very harsh because he actually tried to head the ball. He didn't even try to head the ball. So why is his hand
he's
there?
jumped, but he knows he's not going to get the ball.
Then that's nonsense.
But you're gonna jump anyway to put off your opponent. You
Jump
jump
like that.
Yeah, but
You're
we
gonna
can't
jump like that to put.
Bro,
to
no,
put-
he didn't jump like that.
But we can't
No.
legitimize his
Jump
arm
like
position.
that, bro.
No, but we can't legitimize his hand position
His hand-
by whether he was gonna head the ball or not.
His arm was
No,
in
but
a
he didn't-
legit
he didn't touch
position.
it.
But the reason why I instigated this conversation is because for once,
Yeah.
and I'm glad this is on tape because I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this. I actually feel sorry for the referees in that situation. I feel sorry for them because
They've got to give it.
they're probably like, this is a bit mad.
So
But
if they don't give
law
it, do they get in
14
trouble?
Well, this is the issue because law 14 point, like you say,
Mm.
but they're probably thinking common sense. Oh,
Where's Darryl when you need him?
and it's an FA Cup final. It's all mad. I think they need to just scrap that, man.
I don't think they get in trouble if they don't give it, but the fact that the VAR told them to go and check it,
Yeah.
it's going to give it.
Yeah,
He's
as soon as
probably
I saw
seen
that, as soon as I saw that,
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
He's going to give it. He's going to give it as soon as that
VAR
happens.
looked and said,
But how many times have you seen someone a ref go to the VAR and they haven't given it?
well, very few.
Very
I've seen it
few.
once or twice. No, sorry, let me be more accurate. I've not really seen a ref go to the video and change decision.
I've seen it twice.
Yeah, so that's
I've
not a lot,
seen
right?
it. I can't remember how many times.
Yeah.
I
So if
think
they say
once
no
or
the
twice.
first time and then they get told to check it, they come back and say no. I very rarely see them go there and be like, ooh, actually, pen. All right, cool. Let's move on. This natural position. To allow it. Anyway, football's not done yet. We've got 2 more finals this week.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a long summer of Sky Sports breaking news, yellow bar. We've got the Europa Conference League final, Fiorentina versus West Ham. Big final for both teams. Fiorentina haven't won a European title since 1961. And West Ham haven't won one since 1965. So big for both teams.
When
Yeah,
Fiorentina
Bobby Moore
finish in the
days.
league.
Bobby Moore in them, man.
Just
That's what I was thinking.
looking at-
Yeah.
Because the West Ham players were a big part of that 66 winning World Cup.
Exactly.
Yeah. I only know that because of YouTube, guys. I'm not that old, innit? But I've not seen Fiorentina play much these days. I'm going to be a little bit
Smiling
biased.
already because you're coming to me. It was 7 games. Yeah.
No, I wasn't even. I was going to be, because I'm going to be, I'm going to be
Go to
biased
our
with no.
Syria expert. We're gonna turn it over tomorrow.
We've got Mark live on the streets of Florence.
Oh man.
He's only there for 7 minutes. No, but seriously, I've not seen them play. But my inherent bias is like, hold on, are they favourites? Are they a better team than West Ham right now? In recent seasons, they've done okay. But it's a final, anything can happen.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a true anything can happen. Whoever turns up is going to take it. I just hope it's not a replica of the Europa League final because that was absolute nonsense.
Nah, it will
My
be.
guy got robbed.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's gonna be antics.
100%.
It's gonna be
bro.
antics from the Italian side, and I think the same thing's gonna happen in the Champions League final. And if I was an Inter player, I'll fully be on that because I'm looking at City
Who? What player?
thinking
What player?
antics.
What
Inter.
team? What team?
Inter. Why
Who's in
Inter?
final?
It's Fiorentina West Ham.
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying
clip.
the CL
Look at these guys,
final.
they're not even
Yeah, who's
listening.
in the
We're
final?
talking about
In fact,
Europa
you
Conference
wasn't
League final.
listening.
Yeah, but who's in the final?
You lot was not
Yeah, but you're talking
listening.
about the final. Who's?
I said it's going to be the same as the CL final.
Oh.
Don't worry, it's on
Look at that.
video. We'll rewind it.
Wait,
Look at
no.
that.
I thought it was
Wait,
going to be the
but
same
did you
as
say
the
Inter
last
final?
week.
Back in two still.
Allow it.
I heard it.
Thank you.
All right, sorry.
Listen, is
Man, talking about a final that's happened. Well, go on. Anyway, go on.
I just think, yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna be on full. I can't even say it. That word.
Yeah.
Housery.
Yeah.
But I'm on
Mourinho
all of
tactics.
that.
Full Mourinho tactics.
On all of
Full
that. If I'm
gamesmanship.
playing, if I'm on the sideline, if I'm on the bench, if I'm one of the coaches, I'm on everything.
Yeah.
So
I think West Ham are more on that. But
it's from my personal experience.
Yeah.
That kind of style of those tactics.
Yeah.
The dark arts, as
Yeah.
they call it, are quite prevalent in the Italian ball, right? Is that something that where it's not our style, it's not Moyes. I don't think Moyes is going to coach them to do that. He's going to tell them to go out and wind them up and da-da-da. I think he's, my personal opinion,
Yeah.
he's just going to tell them to go out and enjoy their football, right? Is this a case of Fiorentina are just going to have too much in the trick bag to upset West Ham?
It was interesting you say that because I was listening to Italian football journalist earlier today, And he's saying Fiorentina have been getting stick because they're not Italian enough. They don't do enough of that stuff. They will go into a lead and instead of doing those things, start slowing the game down, little fouls, collect a couple yellows. They don't do that. Hence why they got in a domestic final, they were in the lead and they lost it because they didn't slow up the game. They didn't rough up the other team. They didn't knock them out their stride. But yeah, typically I would expect, and which is why I don't think the CL is a foregone conclusion, I would expect them to come and play in a certain way. But I do think he's got certain characters when they were playing, pre-finesse ball, when he tried to buy, Paquetá and that. There's players in his team, Antonio, all these guys, they know how to step on your toe and do all those bits. But I think Fiorentina have been accused of not being good enough at those things. So let's see if they can revert to type.
Does he, to Antonio's comments on the pod, the other pod?
Yeah.
Does Moyes revert
100%, man.
Bully ball?
He's got
Antonio.
Yeah, man.
Or does he try and try something and give
the cup final one shot? It might be your last game as a manager there, whether you like it or not. You want to get a trophy. What's David Moyes won in his career? This might be his first. Might be his first one. Did he win FA Cup Everton?
No.
Was that him?
No.
That was before his time.
Yeah.
The FA Cup Everton was before him. Oh, Joe Royal was the manager.
Who?
Was Joe Royal the manager?
No, they ain't won an FA Cup since
94?
No, that was us, I think.
Well, if I were him, boilerplate Moyes.
We won the League Cup in 94. Sorry, we won the League Cup in 94.
Dust off the template. Guys, it's
Fiorentina finished 8th.
Yeah, finished 8th, yeah.
So they're in probably a better position than West Ham.
I don't think that really tells the story though.
Well, no,
but
they've done all right.
They've done
Because
okay.
they finished 8th. Because they finished 8th.
They've done all right.
Remember to my point about the Italian league not being so great.
Go on.
Considering they've got a team in every final.
Yeah. We're not going back there. I'm just making that. But no, I think West Ham will go. I think West Ham, the last couple of games they played very, very well. I think they're on a bit of a resurgence. I think they'll go for it. I think they'll win.
It's going to be a
I think
big
that'll be
test, right?
penalties.
It's going to be a big test, right? Because how many of their players have got top level experience?
And how many of them are going to play the European final again?
Well, West Ham players.
Yeah.
It's a one-off game though, man.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's to do with top level experience. I think it's a one-off game.
But I think how they handle the emotion helps. Like in those nights, having that top. So a player like Declan Rice, who has played on the biggest stage, he hasn't played the Champions League, but he's had the World Cup pressure, England starter, all the pressure that comes with that. I would expect him to be less phased than maybe a Ben Rama or someone.
It's probably the biggest game Jared Bowen's played in.
Yeah, definitely. Mikel Antonio is probably the biggest game he's played in.
Exactly.
A few other players. So yeah, I think to the point you made a few weeks ago about players like Ben Rama, this is where you want them to step up. Paquetá, again, you've come from French League, you've played for Brazil, you've played in big games. Step up, be the quality player. I think it has been interesting how open Mikel Antonio has been about the team and stuff on other part. I don't know if you guys have heard, but he talked about how Skamaka needs a different type of manager. I'm sitting there thinking, but then I realized he's 33. What are they going to tell him now? He's had his career. He's whatever. I heard him say live.
Was mad though.
I don't think it's mad.
I think it was more mad against Moyes than
of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I agree. Manager, that's why.
I agree. So it wasn't mad to me. And as a football fan, I love it. It's refreshing. But I'm thinking, if I'm Moyes, do I want you saying this?
I'm your manager and you're saying this.
I think he's going. I've got a mad conspiracy theory.
He's old anyway.
I think he's going. And then he said that we tried to play a new way. It didn't work. It wasn't working. So we've gone back to he was just giving up the secrets. It's been a bit open. So
I think everyone could see they tried to play a new way and it weren't working.
Yeah, but we're not used to players that are playing in the team currently. Saying that in between games.
Probably gave him a magnum on that show there.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. They're moving like the football drink champs. Yeah.
Spilled everything.
Spilled the tea. But he does it on his own pod. He repeated some of the stuff he said on his own pod. Well, look, do we care? Or do we want English team to win it?
I think that's an easy 2-0 win.
I'd love for West Ham to win it. Just, patriotism, English team, do you know what I mean?
Good for you, still.
My head says Fiorentina in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I've not watched enough of them. I would like them to win it only because certain players like Mikel Antonio, again, I don't know when he'll next see another European final. I think him winning that would be great. I think it would be good for Declan Rice to get his first trophy on the board. So yeah, I would like West Ham to win it.
Has Fiorentina got that guy that was at Real Madrid up front?
Jokic or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
They
Got him in it.
Yeah.
And they
Jovic,
got that
yeah.
French guy. I think he's French. Cabral.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be dope. He's Brazilian.
Yep.
Sorry. He's supposed to be dope.
They got a little
They've
team.
got a couple players there that know what they're doing, bro. Not
Yes,
gonna lie.
Arthur Cabral.
They got a couple players there that know
West
what they're
Ham to
doing.
win 2-0.
2-0.
I think it's gonna go penalties.
Oh, again. Well, I hate penalties, you know.
I love penalties.
I
You
love
love
watching
anything that's anxiety inducing. I've
Watching the
clocked.
game. making go to
I've
penalties is
clocked.
good stuff.
I hate penalties, bro. I hate it.
But even if it's not your team,
Yeah, man. I
only hate it if it's my team, man. If it's not my team,
No. Oh, sorry. Let me move on. I like it when people are slapping pens. And the general gist of it is, all right, I've slapped one, you're going to slap one. When they start doing, man, they start missing, I'm like, oh, you're going to miss two. And some of these run-up, I mean, it's easy for me to say, I've never taken a pen in front of 60,000 people, but man, know my penalty. The people know my penalty record. Let's not talk on that. But I don't think it will matter. I don't think it will matter. In big games, big games. What are you talking about? Whatever level you are, you take it seriously, though. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so yep, all the best. West Ham, whoever wins it, it's a watershed trophy. I mean, like I said, not picked up a European trophy since the 60s, so all good. Champions League final.
Would Tottenham be happy with that trophy? No, that's a serious question. I'm not even taking
they
it.
should be happy with it.
Would they be happy with
Yeah,
that?
they should. Be.
Would they be happy with that trophy?
They should be.
I think they should be.
I think
No,
in
but
this,
that's gonna hold
I think
back.
with the fans of today, the fans of today, they won't be happy with it. I could see the social media. You can see the
What if
social
they
media
won?
response.
Exactly.
Well,
Mourinho was crying.
You're using logic, bro. This
Mourinho
is
was crying.
2023 social media fandom,
Hey.
social media fan base.
It's a different
All
trophy.
you have to do is read through the comments of
What's it
any.
called? Not Europa. I'm talking about what's it called? Mourinho was crying.
Yeah, when he won it last year. Yeah,
Nah,
he
they
was
should- they
like,
should be
I'm
happy
back.
still.
Big
It's a
move.
trophy, innit? Like Tottenham need a trophy. Any
Big
trophy,
move.
grab it.
No, they should be. And bro, you have to play 14, 15 games to win that Europa Conference League. You know, it's not even a joke. It's a lot of games. You got to go through it.
Games versus who, bro?
Against
Against, that's what I'm saying. You can't say 14 games, just random 14 games. Against who?
friendlies are easier.
Is that
'Cause remember, you
competition
got the
harder
group
than
stage.
Carling Cup, you think?
Remember, you got the group stage. You know, I know that competition is congested. You get a bye through one stage if you finish at a certain point in your league. What kind of competition is this, bro?
Yeah, it's mad.
Imagine getting a bye to the sixth round of the FA Cup because you won by 3-0 in the previous. Oh, come on, bro. So whoever wins it, I think if Spurs won that, they should be happy because as a player, brother, all of it, getting to the final, the day dealing with it, it's all experience.
I want to actually see the teams that are in the very first round, whatever it is called. I want to see the teams entered in that.
You
I wanna
remember
see
when
where
certain
they're
teams were
from.
playing
I want to see where they're
when certain teams were playing Europa League before it was even ECL, and they were traveling to some obscure places on a Thursday, then coming back against Stoke on Sunday.
It's mad.
Bro, that's how you start limping. Come off the bus,
Yeah.
start limping. For Gaffer,
It's mad.
my ankle. So yeah. Anyway, all the best to West Ham. But the big one, Saturday, Champions League final. What are we saying? We all think City's gonna win.
A part of me wants Milan to win, you know.
Nah. The
I'm not
only
gonna
1% of me wants Milan to win because of Rom. Like, I think it would be sick for Lukaku to win a Champions League title.
Make
But
him bang a couple goals, but City to win.
he's City to win.
But I want to see the dark hearts. I want to see
This guy,
City
bro.
get rattled.
That's what
I
I'm
just want to
saying.
see a mad
That's what
game.
I'm saying.
But
I wanna
remember,
see City get
City
rattled.
are
what
some
I'm
of the
saying.
best at the dark arts, you know?
Yeah,
The little fouls, the little niggles.
You know what? They keep their head though a lot.
Bro,
Yeah, that's
the
Rodri,
one
see
thing.
Rodri.
Yeah, Rodri's dirty, bro.
He's the best non-yellow card fouler I've seen in a long time.
Yellow card still.
Yeah, but he should be picking up a lot
He
more.
should have picked up a
He
lot more,
just
bro.
he walks that line so well. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. So it'll be whoever keeps their head. And again, Lukaku a few weeks ago when they played the semi-final, he said it seems to be a theme this season. They tried to be more progressive with their game. It wasn't working, pressing from the front. He basically said, "Look, we're not built for that." He said it in nice ways, but we realized we don't have the players or the thinking for it. So they went back to counter-attacking, sitting deep, hitting on the break, etc. I think Man City have the tools to deal with that. I think we've discussed before. Their back line is not exactly snails. How, if any way, do Inter upset
Dark
the
arts.
Tots? How do they pull a result outside it?
The dark
A
arts.
non-penalty result.
I think they have to put a dampener on the key players, right?
Mhm.
On the usage of the key players. So they need to somehow find a way to stop De Bruyne,
Put one man on him.
Gundogan,
One man on
and
him.
Silva. Right? Let's just say those three start. You have to find a way, because without those three, Haaland's not getting any service. So if you somehow manage to limit those three,
You say man mark 3 man.
it's nuts, right?
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do. But here's the wickedest thing is that you do that, then you've got man like, all right, John Stones is not a playmaker, but you've got an extra.
you would
body
rather
there.
him. You rather him on the ball than KDB or Bernardo.
Right?
Or,
So I
think
think
Morris
I
starts.
think they've got to find a
I
way
don't think so. You know.
I think you start.
to stop Haaland's supply.
Yeah.
And then counter attack.
every single set piece, just put it on Rom's head.
Literally.
Literally.
Throw it in the mixer.
Or Brozovic. Or Dzeko if Dzeko starts.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that City win this.
Lukaku,
You know.
all
Yeah.
of them, man.
No, I don't think any Champions League final is. I just think relative to Champions League finals, Inter beating them would be a serious upset.
Yeah.
Serious upset? Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
upset?
definitely.
Serious
100%.
This is the best.
It will be a
club
bottle
team.
job. That's a bottle job.
Yeah.
What, if
In
City
my
lose
eyes.
it?
100%.
In my eyes,
If
it's a
City
bottle
loses a
job.
bottle job.
That is a
100%.
bottle job.
It depends how.
Treble.
It depends how.
Nah,
Treble,
man,
one
come on,
game.
man.
It depends
That's
how.
not a bottle
It
job.
Against
depends
Inter.
how.
With
Inter.
this squad and
Like,
this man and this
it's not
coach.
a bottle
depends
job,
how.
man.
No
If-
way. You're getting mad. If
That's
they
not a
lose,
bottle
that's a
job.
bottle job, bro.
Wait, hold on.
That is
One
a
game bottle job.
Wait, hold on. Let's explore that. Doesn't how matter?
Of course it does.
Nah.
It doesn't
At the
matter.
end of the day, you lost.
Even if it happens on pens and they're like, oh, but it's
Bottle
pens
job, if they lose on
50-50.
pens, you're
Trust
taking
me,
a mick,
no.
bro.
Wow.
shouldn't have got to
That's-
that. It shouldn't have got to that.
Come on, man.
We're looking at Inter
Yeah.
as probably one of the easiest teams to face. When we're
Ah,
looking
that
at the
draw.
semis,
Yeah.
we was looking
They
even
wanted-
the quarters, easy,
We gave
one of
it
the
no
easiest teams to
chance,
face.
Yeah, but
The
they're in the final
Italian
for a
teams,
reason, bro.
they're only scared of Napoli. In our AC, yeah, we'll have them all day long. That's what they was thinking.
No,
And then
I
Inter,
wouldn't
where did
call that
Inter
bottle
finish?
job,
They
man.
finished third in Serie A.
It's not a bottle job.
I don't think it's a bottle job, but it's a major upset. It's a major
bottle
upset.
job.
I'm
That's
not
a
even sure it's a
bottle
major
job.
upset. It's
That's
just
a
an
bottle
upset.
job.
It's
I mean,
not
they're
a-
the
It's not
best.
a bottle job.
After
Man
everything
City-
they've done, come back in the Prem, won the FA Cup,
It's the
Bro.
one game in
more
isolation,
game,
bro. It's the
treble,
Champions League as well.
legacy match,
All right,
legacy.
I tell you what, Mark. Yeah.
I don't think it's a game in isolation for Man City. Just because of exactly what Terrell said.
Yeah.
Because they're chasing the treble, it's a series of 3 games, right?
It's like their version of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but there's 2 teams in this final. So for one team, it is a game in isolation.
Yeah, for Inter.
And they've got to do everything they
This
can
is it.
do
This is it for
to win
Inter.
that game.
But
If
City
Inter
are used to
come
that.
and you say City are used to that, but if Inter come with their dark arts, it's mad. So
Who?
it's not a foregone conclusion
Who?
that City are going to win it.
If Inter come with the dark heart,
Yeah,
they have to get the ball.
They
first.
have to play.
bro.
Yeah, they still have to play.
But Mark, okay, let me put it this way.
Now what? Now I hope Inter win this game.
No, allow it,
Allow
man.
it,
Allow it, bro.
Inter win
Allow
this
it,
game,
bro.
So we can come
No,
back in
well,
next
to
week.
be honest, as long as I see a good game, like put it this way: if City win the final, yeah, we'll give them all the plaudits.
Yeah, facts.
Even if they won it 1-0,
Facts.
the ball comes off Haaland's shoulder as he's
Doesn't
dribbling into the goal,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter. Doesn't
1-0.
matter. They
We'll
won.
We'll
That's
give them
done.
all the plaudits. We'll give them all the
Yeah.
plaudits for winning the Champions League, for winning the treble, everything. So if they don't, why can't the criticism be too close to that level?
I didn't say it can't be, but I just don't think it's a bottle job. And I don't
So you don't
it's a-
think bottle job
major
is a
upset.
good opposite to maybe being crowned the best club team we've seen, maybe ever, maybe.
It's not a bottle
So
job.
you're
They
so,
just-
you,
they
so
just-
you're saying Man City losing would not be them crumbling under the pressure, but more so Inter doing enough.
And that's for me. That's where the
being
nuance
better
is.
team.
So for me, it's not a bottle job unless if Man City, it's not gonna happen. I don't know.
It's definitely based on the
I
way
don't even know
they
why I'm
play.
gonna say it. But if Man City go there and get clapped 4-0,
Yeah,
sorry,
then that's
I'm
a
laughing
bottle
as
job.
I'm saying it because it's so
I'll probably class that
incredulous.
as a bottle job. If they
That's
get
a
clapped
bottle
4-0, it's a bottle job.
If they lose 1-0, Inter come, play their hearts out.
It's
Haaland's
not a
hit the
bottle
post
job.
4 times, blah, blah, blah. And then
Blood,
Lukaku,
you've lost.
and then
It's not a
Lukaku
bottle
does, you
job,
know when you
please.
miss the ball and it comes off your standing leg? Yeah? and it goes in and they win 1-0 96 minutes. That's not a bottle job.
I hear what you're saying.
Is that a bottle job, Isaac?
As he's saying, I
that's
can
why he's
see
looking
you
at me like
thinking,
that.
bruv. It's not a bottle job.
Is that a bottle job?
A bottle job. If they lose 4-0, it's a bottle job.
Yeah.
If they lose 1-0,
no,
and
described.
like
You
things
lot are
didn't go
going
their
too
way.
far. Extremes 4-0.
I know it's
but it's not
illustrated.
about-
It's illustrated.
I see what you're saying.
The nuances
And
of the
there it is. That's it.
I see what you're saying because, Arsenal capitulating
Here
like
we
that.
go, bro.
But it's a perfect
What has this
example.
got to do with the Champions League final, my bro? It's not,
We wasn't even in the Champions League.
that's what I'm saying. What has this got to do with
Any
the Champions League
opportunity?
final, my bro?
Listen, no. All right.
Hey, wait. You
Listen,
are a
bro.
sick guy.
Bruh.
You are a sick guy. How did you link us to that, bro?
All right, let me land.
I hope that's a,
Right,
a
listen,
skinny-
Arsenal capitulating was a bottle job. But if they'd have gone to the wire and Man City were just too good,
Yeah.
what you're saying essentially, if Man City were just too good,
Yeah.
but Arsenal they took City to the wire, then you can't
We
really
didn't
call it a
we
bottle
didn't
job.
hand it to them before the City game, yeah.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
understand.
That's what
I
I'm
understand
saying.
your point.
Yeah.
But there's history though
Yes.
with Pep and City in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I think it is still a bottle job.
because
I
he's bought
swear
it,
down.
because he's bought it
Ooh.
or played bad in the
That,
past.
hold on that point though, Mark, if he does another Tinkerman like he did against Chelsea
Mhm.
and they lose, that's bottle job for me. I don't care how they lose. I don't care if they lose 1-0. If Bernardo Silva's playing left back or Mahrez is playing centre mid or some nonsense, yeah. If he comes with his football manager nonsense,
But he's not going to do that though.
we
I
hope.
tell you
we
what
know
they
he's
need
not
to
gonna do
do. I tell you what
Definitely
Inter needs to do. If the hierarchy are listening, listen carefully. Bring back Mourinho. He'll get the job
Well, for
done.
that one
Hey, you know,
He will
Who
get the
does
job
that? Is
done.
it, you know the NBA? What do they do? 7-day contracts.
Yeah.
He will get the job done.
Well, he did it last week.
All right,
but yeah.
so
Forget that.
Where does if Pep wins, if City win and Pep wins, where does this place him in the ranks of?
Someone was reading the pre-product.
Where does this place him in the ranks of the managers?
Great. See, there's the thing. Manager
gonna-
and coach different.
I'm
What,
gonna
in the world,
apologize.
like just overall world, not Prem. what?
Okay, so that's okay. Good sub question, right? Let's look at it first of all, overall.
Mm.
So just globally,
Yeah.
as a manager, and then look at it. Let's look at it as we'll look at his time in England. Let's say we used to go Football Manager. You can select the filter, look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
where you was in the English
Yeah.
League managers. So let's look at him.
So
Globally,
I'm gonna apologize in advance because I'm gonna raise this again when Keith is here because he's old enough to have seen the full Fergie season.
Them ones
So I want the full context for the Fergie bit. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's not
man.
even here and he's getting shot.
Silence.
Let's see what a silence.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on. Jordan, I
I'm
think.
just gonna put it out there. Like globally and in the UK,
Mm.
he is the best coach ever.
Why? Because there's a statistical challenge to that.
And I understand you made a distinction there
Coach.
to use the word coach.
Yeah,
Because
with the manager. To be honest,
sorry,
that was the question.
yeah, but I changed it to coach.
Because to be
Coach.
fair,
See you
I don't
two,
think Guardiola. I think Guardiola's always worked under Chicky.
Yeah, he's always been a coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been a coach.
I think, to be fair, that's probably a bit harsh because I think what he brings to Man City, he still plays that manager role.
Mm.
So
Well, he says it himself. To be fair, contracts he doesn't deal with. Well,
Yeah,
if you wanted
that's
a pay
all-
rise,
that's
you
all
had to go
Chicky.
and knock on Alex's door and
Because
say, "Yo."
remember when he left Barcelona, Chicky went with him to Bayern, I think, and then he came with him to City.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
but-
think he's been vocal about. I don't deal with it. I'm just a coach, bro. I just do the football.
Yeah, but he brings the philosophy and like the feeling around the club, right? So you know a bit like Arteta, and he's come to Arsenal and said, "Oh, everyone needs to be basically singing the same tune and
Yeah. Blah blah blah.
blah blah blah." That's all come from Pep, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm sure that's
Yeah,
where it's
cool.
come from.
So he's your best for which
For everything he's won,
Yeah.
every
So
single league,
in every category.
in every category, in every single category. For me, Pep is just the man. I don't think any other coach or manager can do what Pep does, whether it's man to man. I don't know, to a degree, obviously.
No, I'm waiting.
Whether
There's something I'm waiting
it's,
to hear.
Whether it's your man to man managing, your managing of the game to game. I think Pep's just the guy.
So
I think Yaya would disagree with you.
regardless of
Was that
there being
So I think Yaya would disagree with you.
I don't know. Regardless of the fact that there are managers out there that have won more trophies, would you're still putting Pep number one?
because I think Pep will go on to win more trophies.
Which I
Never
agree with.
He's not even finished. He's nowhere near finished.
T?
I think he's top 3
So who's your top 3? And
Is
in
he
order.
at the top of that top 3 or?
of all time.
Yeah.
Just as far as your estimation, like who is for you?
For me, all time, probably Sir Alex probably has to be in there. Mourinho and him.
It's a strong top 3. There's some notable omissions. But
What's
it's a strong
the
top 3.
order though, bro? Because
What's the order?
yeah, because I'm still trying to work out where Pep fits in this.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said top 3. I didn't really I wouldn't put him top though. Just for certain things. But I feel like everyone has their certain things.
Their criteria, innit?
Yeah.
I like Mourinho the most because he's
Personality, innit?
personality,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
character, what he's done, how he beat that serious Barcelona team when he went to Real Madrid to the league, beat them in the Spanish Copa del Rey,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
When he beat them with Inter.
in a treble, beat them with Inter to get the treble. Mad. Chelsea, what he was doing at Chelsea to overthrow Sir Alex's Man United team and Arsenal.
Yeah.
Porto.
Alright,
Bruv,
we're kind of
this-
making this
this-
about Mourinho now.
No, but
I'm
with
just
it.
saying. I'm saying
Just
that.
about Pep,
I'm
bro.
saying okay. He's my number one. So
Alright, cool. I am Jose
don't know.
Mourinho.
So I'm gonna spoil this. You have to ask me on Monday. But as it stands today, begrudgingly, has to be Alex first. But if Pep gets 3 Champions Leagues,
Why Alex?
bro, 13 Prems.
Wait, so have you?
I'm
So
not
you haven't said
really-
you're worldwide. You've just said
I
that's
think
UK.
I think even if you look at it worldwide, I think it's Alex, Pep, then Jose for me. I think my favorite as a personality has to be Jose. Pep has his funny moments. Wenger had his funny moments. But for me, no one beats Jose. No one.
It's true.
From the moment he got here,
Mm.
I am a special one. And don't call me arrogant. I'm a special one. I'm a European child. And he was right. We weren't used to that here, right?
Mm.
But if Pep wakes up on Sunday morning and he's got 3 Champions Leagues, he's done a treble in the modern era. Like I said, I think it's different now, right?
Much different.
He's done a treble in the modern era and he's got 3 Champions Leagues. Pep goes to number 1 for
It's
me.
interesting that no one's mentioned Ancelotti.
No, I was
That's
just
the only.
about to say.
That's the only one that I could mix and put him in. Maybe if we had a debate about it, I'll
He's
throw
the
him
only
in.
manager that's
I
won
admit
a
one,
league
but-
in the top 5 leagues.
Yep, and he's won how many Champions Leagues now? 4? 5?
5. I think.
Not to talk about the ones he won as a player.
Yeah,
right?
it's mad.
But I know why Carlo's not in my top 3.
Why?
Because I think this is the bit that I can't quantify, but as in just in terms of how the others have done it, I think it's captivated me more than how Carlo's done it.
Yeah. He just
Right?
suddenly goes.
Yeah,
about
so
it,
as much as I hate Man United. I hate Man United because we were battling with them days. Do you know what I mean? They were the rivals and they got it done. And I remember the days where even if you turn on a match and it's 86 minutes and Man United are 1-0 down,
squeaky.
you're going to be like, oh, they might win this game, you know?
And this is why I don't give. I rate Sir Alex, but at the same time, I think there was a good few years where they walked the league, man.
Yeah,
There weren't no
100%.
one there.
Yeah, I agree. And then the way Jose's done it, his personality, the different countries, winning the Champions League with Porto. Again, similar to Alex Ferguson, he won the European Cup with Aberdeen. Just the way his personality, the way he's gone to different places, he poked someone in the eye and pitch side, man. Like, you're a legend from there, innit? And then Pep, sorry, just to finish, Pep, you came up from the youth team.
Yeah.
You just started doing wizardry straight,
Yeah.
no bedding in.
Yeah.
You chucked out 2 of the biggest stars. So you came in Ronaldinho, get out. Eto, get out. You just came and set pace. David Moyes, that's how you do it, by the way.
It's easy when
and
you've
then
got Messi, to
True.
be honest.
Yeah, true. But even then, some managers would have mishandled that level of talent. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
That you do all of that. That you go to Germany, clap that league in a different way. You lot have won how many leagues in a row, but you're going to stop what you're doing and do it this way instead.
Yeah.
Even though it was working. My way's better. Did that and then came to the UK and everyone said, he's not going to do it here, blah, blah, blah. And he's won 5 leagues in 6 years.
Yeah.
So the way they've done it is why Carlo, and I don't even know if Carlo's number 4 for me because Wenger has to go in there.
Yeah, well, that's the 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
For
5,
me,
yeah.
that's my 5.
I think I saw just
I saw that
moving
face,
off
by the
of-
way. That's what that face you mean. This is
When you said Wenger's...
When I said Arsenal, he screwed up his face, bro.
Klopp
So
will
I'm
be
not-
5 in it in yours.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the way, but no.
Okay.
I think I agree with you in the sense of style is important, right? It's what captivates the masses.
On pitch, off pitch, or both?
Just in general,
Yeah,
right?
cool.
The way in which you do things. Because let's say, that you've got two people that are both winners, but people are going to lean more towards the one that made them enjoy or made it more attractive, right? So I think what goes in Sir Alex's favour for me was his ability to constantly reinvent the squad and keep up to date, keep challenging. It's hard to get. It's easy when you're chasing the leader, right? But it's harder when you get to the top and now you've got no one in front of you and you've got to maintain your levels.
That's interesting. That's one of my negatives against him. But I'll tell you why.
So he gets to the top and then Blackburn come. He outlasts them.
Yeah.
Newcastle and Liverpool put up challenges. He outlasts them.
I spent them too, but go on.
Fair. But Man United were spending. What do you can only do? You play with
No,
what you
it's
have.
not a negative. It doesn't diminish what he did.
Yeah.
But it's why I
That,
think
to your point, you could still
doing it
mishandle.
now is
You
still-
could still mishandle
Yeah, it's true.
the fortune, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of managers that just look at Tottenham with Gareth Bale money.
Yeah.
Right?
And to your point, he wasn't afraid to get rid of people even though they were in their prime.
Exactly.
So
He asked, then Arsene Wenger arrives. And that's really when it starts to go, okay, let's see what's going on here. And he manages to still stay relevant and still keep them go toe to toe. Then Mourinho arrives. So now it's not only just Wenger and Sir Alex, it's Jose Wenger, Sir Alex, right? And then Rafa turns up. And now this battle. No, they did for a couple of seasons.
Who turned up?
Rafa Benitez. Let's
What?
not do it. What
did he turn up to do,
You
big
don't
man?
remember? You don't remember when he went in the medium was doing that rant about facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's a fact.
How many seasons was that though?
Big fact.
2 seasons.
Is that really turning up though?
It
It's
does
still- it's
kind
still
of
it still
when there's
prevents the challenge.
Chelsea and there's
He joined
still
the party.
Arsenal
He
and
joined the
there's
party.
Okay, let's
Rafa
join the
now.
party, right?
Join the party and buy the drinks.
That might be the most rattled till now. That might only be second to. I would love it.
Keegan.
Yeah.
Kevin Keegan.
I
But
love it.
the way he unfolded the paper, it looked like that paper had been folded 6 million times already.
So I think to Sir Alex's credit, being able to get to the top and stay the course,
Yeah.
and then even winning that title, like he said, squeezing that title out with that team, and saying right, identifying the one piece that's going to get me the title, and then I'm bouncing. You have to really put him up there, right?
100%.
However, Pep Guardiola is doing something. He's doing it in a way. I compare him to Ronaldinho, right? In that their style, how they go about the game, it made people just watch in awe. You can't hate them.
And they made their own rules.
You cannot hate them. Ronaldinho came in the scene and everyone, the first YouTube video to go to a million, Ronaldinho video compilation, right? His style of football, you cannot hate it.
Okay,
right? So many fans across the world, right? Wherever. And Pep, for me, is the same, but in the manager form. His style of football just captivates you. Everywhere he goes, everything he's done, managers have come behind and copied.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone's an inverted fullback now.
There you go. Klopp's doing it. Xavi's doing it. Most teams are starting to, like even De Zerbi. I sent a clip in the group where De Zerbi's got Brighton to play in a very similar way to Man City, right? Went to Bayern Munich. Like you said, Bayern Munich have won the league how many years in a row? Pep turns up and says, yeah, scrap all that. We're going to do it this way. And they won the league, in February?
Philip, do you want to just shift over a bit and forward?
Yeah. And they win the league in February. February. No, not like we're ahead and it's still not mathematic. They mathematically lock down the league in February. Then he comes to England, 5 leagues in 6 seasons. Like, come on, man. I hear what you're saying. I hear what people say, and I love Mourinho to an extent.
Yeah.
There's still a bit of sourness for the Gerrard slip
and
all of that game. There's still a bit of sourness, but Pep is number one for me.
I tell you what, as well though, I can't stand Alex Ferguson, but I respect him. You know why? Because he built a whole thing around him. Fergie time. like the referees. They'll never admit it, but we knew, we saw it.
They feared him,
bro. And there's a rumor, but the stats kind of back up. I'll dig it out for the next pod. But basically, whenever he complained about a ref here, there was always a long period of time after where they didn't ref Man United.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go back and look now, and he says, "Bruv, that ref." Man United fan told me this. Imagine Chopper. You know who Chopper is? Yeah. He told me. I said, "What?" And when I looked, Fergie had the leak on toast.
What was that? What was the Tom Scudamore came out and said we need Man United when there was under Ferguson. He said no, the Premier League needs Man United,
bro. If you might Fergie might be the reason you play in the Premier or not. But people are ringing Fergie. Yeah, how's Mark off the pitch? Why is it? He controlled the game when Peterborough or someone or Preston or someone sacked his son. Man called back all the Man United players from loan. Peterborough. Call back all the Man United players from loan. Come back.
If those stats are true, and
come look at Fergie.
The FA did that, whether it's on purpose or whatever, then that's cheating.
Bro, it's influence, bro. I respect it. You built an industry around yourself.
How can you complain about a ref and that ref don't ref your game for? Is that not cheating?
It's influence, B.
No, it's cheating, bro.
It's influence, man. That's life. That's life.
Cheating, bro.
That's life. So I don't like him, but I respect it. But I hear you. For me,
I think Pep's number one.
Especially if he wins on Saturday.
13 Prems, though.
I think Pep.
13.
No one's getting that yet.
Pep is here that long. He'll win 13.
Yeah, I think Pep, Sir Alex, Jose.
Yeah.
And Jose and Carlo are 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Right. On a certain day, they might even be both joint third.
No.
Wenger and Klopp.
Yeah, I think that's a fair list. Carlo don't get his flowers up because he's a chilled guy. He seems like the nice guy. But I think if Carlo was a bit more exuberant, a bit more whatever, look at how when they won the Champions League and he had the cigar and the glasses. Just that, it went so viral because we were like, oh, raw.
Don Carlo.
Don Carlo's flexing a little bit.
I'm not letting that go. Why Klopp, though?
Why Klopp?
Yeah.
Well, after
wait, he won. Was that UK or ever?
That's ever. Carlo Ancelotti was in there.
Yeah, for real. Because if Ancelotti's in there, he ain't done that in England.
All right. Wait.
You put Klopp
ahead of Klopp.
Wait,
I didn't put him ahead of anyone, but
you put Klopp behind after a man who's got a whole season unbeaten. Only the second team to do that ever.
Yeah.
And then just behind the man who's won 4 or 5 Champions League, won 5 leagues in different countries.
Let him go.
Bruv, what you should have done is put Wenger 4th and then Klopp like 7th.
Nah, man, because who's ahead of him?
Go on. Why
Klopp's style of football is a style of football. All right, I'm not going to say we've not seen it before because there have been many teams who have done the pressing style of football. But his style of football, what he's done with Liverpool in a 5-year window, is dominance.
Not really. Won Prem.
What he's won every single trophy available.
Okay.
You said dominance though, bro.
Dominance.
You see here in this place, you have to use your words very well.
Dominance.
You said no, bro. You said dominance though. You said dominance.
No, okay, but you got to understand. There's an asterisk because he's competing against the best manager ever, right?
No.
Wait.
If you're putting him in the all-time
points, 97
manager,
points.
No. If you're putting him in the all-time managers list and all that, don't matter who you're up against. You're supposed to be that guy,
which he was. And is.
No, he wasn't.
No, but that's a good question though.
In my eyes, he wasn't because now we're saying Pep won 5 and 6. So where?
He won. He won. Wait. We challenged. Show me a team.
Wait. You lost already, bro.
Wait.
Go on.
Wait.
Go on.
We are waiting.
I can't stand Jordan.
We are waiting.
Look. Even just last season, 4 trophies. Right? We were challenging for.
Oh,
and wait. Can I just?
There's that word again.
Can I just? You can move on to the next one right after I say what I've got to say. You was challenging for 4. You won the wackest one.
Won 2 actually.
What?
Was it the FA Cup and the League Cup?
Was it FA Cup and League Cup?
The FA Cup last year.
No.
Leicester.
Oh
no, yeah, you won 2.
Yeah,
my bad. You won 2.
Fair.
But the deadest 2.
No, I'm not trying to. No, I'm not trying to disrespect Klopp here. But you did ask a good question. Who, after we get that bracket out of the way, who is it the elite manager before Klopp?
Exactly.
What?
No, it still doesn't excuse what you did.
Say
But
that
that's
again.
the
Say
question.
that again.
Out of that bracket, we've gone Alex
Conte.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he hasn't done it
out
in
of-
Europe. His European
out of-
record is shocking.
Out of all those managers, forget those managers.
Yeah, who else is before Klopp?
is
Who's before Klopp?
Klopp?
Because Conte, he won
Okay,
5.
who's the next bracket? I think a better. Who's the next bracket of?
No, because I would argue Klopp is elite manager. We would agree
Yeah.
he's elite tier 1 manager.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to understand why when you said that, it pained me. Like I'm trying to understand whether that's irrational.
Because let's be honest, you have to step back and go. Actually, who are
That's
who
what
are
I'm
the
thinking.
managers?
After
else?
the
Who else?
5. So he's
After-
sixth.
After no, because he's 5th.
He's 5th
No,
after
he
the
isn't.
4. Who's
You
the fifth?
put
Who's fifth?
you
then?
put
him
Ancelotti
seventh.
and
You put him seventh.
Mourinho joint third.
No,
and
third
tried
or
to
fourth.
stick him in.
No, third or fourth.
sixth,
No, he
sixth,
tried
Yeah,
to.
he's right.
So he's
right.
5th.
Sixth.
Wenger,
Fifth is
sorry,
Wenger.
Sorry, Sorry, Alson.
But
So
the question
sixth.
is, who else is out there?
After him,
After Wenger, who else is there?
That's what I'm saying.
After
Who's the next bracket?
Klopp,
right?
and then who?
Klopp, Conte.
Conte.
Uh,
No,
Conte.
just for his
I'm just reading off.
Conte,
I'm just reading off the
Allegri.
manager. Allegri.
Ooh,
Pochettino.
Thomas Tuchel.
No, he's won one
Tuchel.
league.
No, but still,
He's won
One
his
league,
name
one
has
Champions
to
to
be
be
in
in there.
Champions League.
His name has to be there.
Zidane.
Zidane.
Oh,
sorry.
Zidane's there.
Zidane's ahead of
Klopp's
Klopp.
going down the list now.
All right, can I say something?
Zidane's sixth. He's gone down
Oh,
again.
yes.
He's gone into 7th.
However,
Like Klopp.
Hey, as soon as he says Zidane, his face, he stopped. He stopped.
I said it as well.
and I was thinking we were forgetting someone. But you know why we forgot Zidane?
Why?
Because everyone feels like it was a little bit cheat codish. A little bit. Stepping into that Real team. Obviously it's not, because he won 3 Champions Leagues in 4 years or something, or 2 in 3. So
I think he won 3
I think he
still.
three-peated.
Back to, it was in a row, innit?
Yeah.
and then he won the
Bang, bang,
league
bang.
With
and
Ronaldo,
etc.
yeah.
So he won a lot, but I feel like people treat his managerial career with a little asterisk. They do. I think like
Because
we
he has
don't-
to go somewhere else. And
yeah. And is that fair?
Can you? Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
fair?
So
no,
it was the same asterisk Pep had when he inherited that Barcelona
Barca
team, right?
Okay,
But then
fine.
he went
I
to
don't know.
Bayern.
But we don't say that about Fergie, do we?
Who?
Because he did stuff with Aberdeen, but it wasn't like Fergie did it at Man United, then left and went
Fergie
somewhere else.
almost
Nah,
got
'cause-
sacked in his first season.
Look,
Yeah.
Pep was still around, whether he was at City or with Bayern,
Mm.
doing a madness. Why didn't he win a Champions League?
Yeah, fair.
So
No,
you can't
you're
say,
right. But I think if you think about the general discourse about elite managers and who's where, a lot of that conversation leaves out Zidane.
No, but remember
Right.
where we're putting Zidane though.
Yeah.
We're putting Zidane 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Bro.
are, but the general masses.
Can we have a...
Where does Capello fit into this?
And actually, Zidane 6th is mad because
How old are you? About Capello. Man, we talk about Trapattoni.
so what about the young new
Wait,
managers?
before we move on.
Arteta.
Wait, before we move
Arteta,
allow it,
Nagelsmann,
man. Before we move on to him, yeah,
Deservi.
can we... I'm going to get killed for this.
Drop it.
Can we swap Zidane and Wenger?
No,
No way.
I was just
How
about
can we?
to. I was just about
No,
to say.
whoa.
I was
I'm
just
sorry,
about
no,
to
no, no,
say. It's a bit mad because Wenger won a Champions
This is
League, but it
wanna
isn't
be-
mad. It's a debate.
I want to be able
That
to
can
stop
be
it, but
had.
I don't think you can.
But
So
I'm not swapping
you're
him,
saying
but-
that three-peat of a Champions
How many
League.
leagues did he win?
And he won leagues as well,
He won
bro.
leagues as well, bro.
Got all 3.
No, he
Time
doesn't
He won
know
all
how
3,
many
but he won
I think
leagues.
he only won one league, won La Liga.
I'll check.
Oh,
But the three-peat
That's a big deal, bro.
That's a big deal,
Right,
man.
Wenger won it 3
compared
times,
to
the league
compared
three
to
times, I think,
Wenger's
yeah?
what?
And no Champions League.
And when
No
Invincible.
Champions League.
For me, Invincible's a
couple
big
FA
thing with
Cups,
Wenger.
innit? Couple FA Cups in that time of
Yeah.
what? How many doubles?
2.
2 doubles, 3 prems.
Didn't he get record FA Cup?
Who?
He won the most FA Cups as a manager.
Who, Wenger?
Yeah.
when he's probably like 13 or something. I don't know.
And an
Probably
unbeaten
less, actually.
season.
So he was at Real Madrid for 5 years. It felt a lot shorter, I'll be honest. But he won 2 La Ligas,
Okay.
There
3
you go.
Champions League, 2 UEFA Super Cups, 2 FIFA World Club Cups,
Bloody hell.
and 2 Spanish Super Cups.
Bloody hell.
Right. Okay.
So I
That's
repeat,
quite dominant.
Yeah, 5
So-
seasons and he does that.
bro,
Who's talking
That's-
about Klopp's 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't really.
You can't really say that.
You might have
No,
to
no,
do
I
a
get-
swap
yeah,
with
yeah.
Wenger, mate. But the longevity, you lot was talking about Alex.
Longevity. I think longevity plays a part, right? For
Yeah,
Wenger,
it
because
does.
what he did with that Arsenal team,
It's true.
the dregs,
I'm trying really hard to like not be an Arsenal fan, but I do think as football fans we do a lot of like we have a lot of affinity for people. Yeah, we have a lot of affinity for people. 5 years, his first managerial job. He won 3 Champions League, 2 leagues.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, Wenger.
It's hard for me to say that Zidane's bet should be higher than Wenger, but he has to, man.
If Wenger left Arsenal, that period, I can't remember what period it was exactly.
You're gonna say he would have won Champions League,
and he was linked to Real Madrid, and he said I could have went Real Madrid how many times, but I guarantee you he would have won a Champions League, maybe a couple.
Yeah. I respect him. I respect him highly for so many reasons. The stuff he did off the pitch for us, etc. But if we're just looking at managers, and not just a numbers thing either, like I said, you know, and I'm pretty sure Zidane's back-to-back win was the first time a team had won the Champions League back-to-back in a long time. Those stats were banded around that whole time. Yeah, man. It's an interesting one, but. It sounds really churlish to say it, but there's a really, really small asterisk, just a tiny one. Like, Zizou, go manage another team. It's just because the line shifts with generations and times, right? So in Fergie and Wenger's time, actually, what you got rated for was sticking at one club, building the team, refreshing it, taking on newcomers. But now, I think it's now, have you done it in multiple countries?
Does he still get an asterisk if he stays 10 years and continues to...
I think the way we look at football now, yes. The way we looked at it before, I don't think so. Because we're not doing the same to Wenger or Alex. We're rating them for staying there and weathering all the different evolutions during their time. But I think the way we look at football now is actually, have you been able to do this at a high level in different leagues? We have this argument in the group all the time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do it here, didn't do it there. They said that about Messi. Of all people, they tried to rubbish Messi. And I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter because the time he was at Barca, he beat everybody anyway. Well, he could have to go to Germany to beat Liverpool.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question about Lionel Messi?
Go on. What did I do?
The Ronaldo fan, by the way.
Has he flopped at PSG?
Nope.
No.
Why?
How can you say no so quickly?
Yeah, that's weird.
He still went and put up numbers.
No, it was PSG a failure for Messi?
He went and put up numbers. He won trophies.
Yeah. If Mark asked me this question, the only reason because Terrell's asked me the question as a comparison to somebody else.
I don't think he wants to go there because when Ronaldo got to Al Nassr, they were 8 points clear.
Yeah,
bro, I'm not even talking about Al Nassr. Yeah, forget Al Nassr is vets.
Did Ronaldo flop?
That's vets for them, man. Forget Al Nassr, bro. That is vets.
If anyone from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia listen to this, there's a Terrell's views only.
Listen, Ronaldo was rubbished when he went Man U.
That's sick.
And he put up numbers in a serious league. Messi went to that Farmers League and done absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Did you see
nothing?
Stats?
Bro, what stats? What does stats mean over there? They don't mean nothing over there.
You won the league though.
It means something in Prem.
Yeah, but stats mean something in
Of
Prem.
course they do.
But he didn't put up any. He didn't do anything in the
What?
Prem.
Who?
Ronaldo when he came.
What do you mean? I said he put up numbers. He was their top goal scorer, wasn't he?
Okay, but he went to PSG. He won the league 2 seasons now.
Silence.
PSG.
No, but he partly flopped.
PSG.
No,
Okay, so his time at PSG was a success.
No, it wasn't a success.
I've heard you.
It was only.
No, that's cool.
It was only partially a success.
Did he win trophies?
What trophy did he win?
He won the league.
The league that comes every year before you even sign. The league's there.
No, because Lille won it last season. No,
they won it
the season before that. Yeah, they did.
Bro, that's accidents happen. You get that medal for when you sign.
No. In all seriousness, it was only a partial success. And again,
supposed to win Champions League, right?
And not even just that. I think for being objective about it, I talked about nuances. So let me not be a hypocrite. The way it's gone hasn't been great. Like it took a while for him to get into his stride. Last season wasn't great. Wasn't good in Champions League. This season he was really good in the Champions League. They've won the league by 1 point this season. 1.
And you're telling me it's time for success.
So I think it's only partially a success. Like the link up with Mbappe and Neymar at times was unreal. They scored some amazing goals, but it's not what it should have been. They should have done better in the Champions League.
So in the league, he had 1 GA per game, right?
That should be. It should be more. It should be moving like Haaland.
At what, 30?
He should be moving like Haaland.
He's 35.
35.
Don't he take every penalty,
A goal
free
or
kick?
assist a game.
Mbappe's there, you know, bro.
He don't take free kicks.
Yes, he does.
Who? Mbappe?
Yeah.
Over Messi?
It depends if Messi gives him the ball, but yeah. No, I don't think
He probably don't care. He probably
16
just
goals
loves
and
giving the
16
ball.
assists in 32 games.
Yeah.
He has what?
16 goals,
Yeah.
16 assists,
Yeah.
32 games.
No, but
So
if you ask
every
rate
game
that,
he
though.
played,
I don't
Yeah.
rate that for Messi
He contributed
in
to
the
a goal.
French.
Nah,
league.
if you speak, I think
at
if we
35.
That's
No,
what I think.
nah,
I think
rate
Messi
that.
of old, bro.
I don't
bro,
rate that.
I'll be honest. If we spoke to
Does Ronaldo get more goals
no,
in the French league.
at 37?
with Mbappe
At
and
38.
Neymar there, no,
Huh?
no,
He doesn't get more goals than Messi, 16
Nope.
in a French league.
not with them other two there because
No.
the team wouldn't be playing for him. Them lot wouldn't be playing for him.
How many goals did Ronaldo get in Al Nassr?
How many games has he even played?
Oh, that narrative, yeah.
Oh, he's played a few games.
Let's find out.
Bro,
We're talking about
He was the top scorer in the league.
You lot are
about
moving nuts.
16
You
goals
lot are
in-
saying he's not going to score more than 16 goals
Listen, if
I
he's-
mean,
at
to be fair,
PSG.
it's the same stat, 1 GA per game
Yeah, there you go. In a worse league.
in the Vets league.
So that,
In
what
the
does that
best
mean?
league.
That means Messi's done
Exactly.
better.
It's vets, bro.
And Messi
He
done
really
the same.
don't care.
And Messi done the same in a harder league.
Oh, so you're saying
that's
his
not.
stats-
That's
I know,
listen,
the maths was terrible. I know.
Messi's league is like SE Dons and Kenilworth. That's their league, and Al Nassr and that is vets, bro. I'm telling
No.
you,
Wow.
they're not taking this seriously. You can't make me believe that these men are actually turning up to training and we're gonna
Boy.
no, that's not happening.
Have you seen any clips of him playing? He's taking it real serious. Bruv, Ronaldo doesn't get to where he's got to without taking it seriously.
I'm
bruv.
not saying he
And
ain't, when he's on the
175
pitch
million a
or
year,
whatever, but
taking it seriously.
Messi ain't taking it serious. He's walking around that pitch like he was walking
Nah, he's
around
been
the whole of
walking
World
for,
Cup.
bruv, he walked around in the World Cup and he won it.
That's what I'm saying. He's still walking.
But rightfully, his
Um,
stats should be better in the Vets League than
Yeah, he should be.
They would-
He
Nah,
should be
They're
matching.
chilling, man.
All right, so we're kind of at that point now, which is slightly irritating. But the transfer window is not open yet. But every day,
transfer news.
this thing's being signed. This deal's going to be signed. This deal's ready to go. So some pre-window transfer activity. We're hearing, you almost got a clip there.
Ooh. Let it flow, bro.
And I can't, his name has escaped me. The Argentinian World Cup winner from Brighton.
McAllister.
McAllister, thank you. Oh, that was close, you
What
know.
could you have possibly said?
Bruv, I'm not telling you on mic. Don't try
Macaulay
it.
Culkin.
I'll tell you after.
You're sick. You tried to get
He tried, he tried to fish me in, but I'll tell you off mic. You're not going to believe it either. That's supposed to be done. And I think Liverpool have done it again.
A steal, bro. 45 mil.
Well, so as I understand it,
It's a release clause.
that's the fix. Yeah.
But
Well,
how did Brighton go so wrong with that? That's mad.
They actually done it just before the World Cup, innit? Just before the
not
World
long.
Cup.
Yeah.
To be fair to Brighton, I think they probably, obviously they tried to do it before the World Cup, but
Yeah.
I don't think he would have signed, or maybe they were like, he was probably saying, I'm not going to sign unless the release clause is what you...
But some of the rumours are that's the basic fee, and then if Liverpool win X and win Y, it could go up to 60, 65 million. But even that's a steal for him.
That's fine.
The report was saying it's much less than 60.
Yeah, no, as in the standard fee is much less than 60.
Oh.
Some people were
It's
saying
about
we're
40.
going to pay 60 and then Adam's going to take it to 80.
Okay.
But even if you win everything and you only end up paying 60, 65 million, that's still a steal, I think. I think he's a good player.
How much did they pay for him? 2.
2 or something like that. Something like that.
Hey,
It's all prof, man.
I've said before, just forget the NBA. Just go work at Brighton for a year, man. Forget the Masters. Just go work at Brighton. Go work for Mr. Bloom for a year.
Brighton are no pushovers in
Nah, they're
the transfer market as
They're
well.
not,
So,
man.
you know, when it comes to the likes of Caicedo, I feel sorry for the poor souls that are going to try and buy him. If it's Arsenal, whoever paying top
Yeah, it's
bucks,
80
I
million.
think it's going to be 8, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
probably more.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
No,
Isaac,
'cause they're not
you raised
standing in
the...
way. Sorry.
Mm.
go on.
So now, Isaac raised a point earlier in terms of Liverpool's squad makeup, because that's another player who's not homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
You think there's an issue there? Because Man City were in this position a little while ago, and we felt like they were signing players to hit their homegrown quota.
So you get 25. The limit's 25, right? And I think
Squad limit is 25.
Squad limit, total
Yeah.
squad limit is 25.
Yep.
8 have to be homegrown, 17 non-homegrown.
And 8 doesn't mean homegrown. Doesn't mean born in the UK. They just have
Trained.
trained and been in the UK for some amount of time.
Up to 3 years before their 21st
Birthday. Okay, fine.
Right.
And even then, you guys don't have.
How many have you got?
So, it's a little. When I say complex, it's not complex, but the way I'm going to explain it. So we had, I think it was 7.
Yeah.
With Carvalho leaving and possibly Nat Phillips. That'll push us down to 5.
Okay.
Curtis Jones is now 22. We'll be getting 10 and 22, so that'll then push us down to 4.
Yeah, but doesn't he keep his status even though after he's gone to 22?
No.
Once you're 22, you're no longer part of the. Once you're 22,
That's harsh.
No, but it doesn't count.
No. Sorry, so I've said it wrong. I said it wrong. He loses his under 21 status.
Yeah.
So now he counts as a homegrown.
Okay, fine.
Right?
Yeah.
So
he's part of the 25. He wouldn't have been part of the
exactly.
25.
Yeah.
So now you go back up to 6.
So
Get the football manager.
Yeah.
Get it in
Yeah. Sorry.
So he goes back up to 6 now.
Yes.
Curtis Jones, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then that's it. So we're letting Kwame Kelleher go.
Yeah.
Possibly. He wants to leave because he wants regular ball.
Okay. Yeah.
Carvalho, we've told him he can leave. Right. James Milner, who counted as a homegrown player.
Yeah, he would do.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Right. So that's free.
Can I ask a silly question? Does homegrown status follow you? So if you're a homegrown player, Man City and Liverpool buy you, they get your homegrown status. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why English players, there's that English tax.
Of course.
Because of this rule that the FA introduced, it was like, oh, so you need my player to meet your quota. Okay, we're gonna charge extra.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that's really where the English tax comes from. So for Liverpool, what this does is if you don't have 8 homegrown, you lose a place. So if we start the season, we only have 7 homegrown.
Yeah.
We can't register 25.
Oh, you can only register 24 players.
Exactly.
So you lose a squad play.
You lose a squad place.
Ooh.
So therefore, it now affects who you can buy as a non-homegrown player.
Or it encourages you to promote someone from the youth team.
Exactly. But if they're not 21, they don't count as a homegrown player.
So you're still short. Yeah. So you can't add that youth player and make him someone that's 19 and make it 25. He has to be one of the 24.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Liverpool are in a bit of a predicament now because now when we're going out into the market,
people know
we have to go looking for an English homegrown player.
Yeah, okay.
But then that messes up our targets because now we have to say, right, well, if we're going for an English homegrown player, let's say we're going for Billy Gilmore.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing a name out there. It's the first name that came to my head. UK homegrown. No, Billy Gilmore's Scottish, isn't it? Yeah, he don't count because Andy Robertson don't count as well.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. For example,
Ferguson.
Excuse the language. Evan Ferguson.
He's
right. Evan Ferguson. He's
we probably combined it.
Oh, forget it. We're done.
Nah, we are. This is poor. Might as well call us the brilliant idiots. I can't think of anyone. Let's just say, all right. Let's just say Fabio Carvalho wasn't a Liverpool player, right? And we were going for him.
I can't think of no other English players.
The playback, you know.
I can't think of no English players.
This is bad.
Conor
Gallagher.
Yeah,
Conor
fine.
Gallagher.
Yeah, fine.
Let's just say we're going for Conor Gallagher.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to be like, oh, you need him, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, if it was Dortmund, sell him for 25. As soon as you're knocking on our door, we want 60.
Whoa. There are markups there.
Let's be honest, those are the kind of markups.
Jeez. But have you seen any targets that Liverpool linked to that you think, oh well, that looks like a homegrown influenced direction? Or is this a theory that you think is going to play
Mason
out?
Mount was a linked player.
Yeah, but he's gone to City.
He's gone to Man United.
Yeah. Man United,
it's not been confirmed, but I mean,
they've agreed
the
terms apparently.
have been agreed. The clubs are still
part of. Now thinking about that, I'm now looking at Chelsea's team, and I'm looking at how many players are probably going to leave. Loftus-Cheek is definitely going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other guys?
Well, Kai Havertz is going.
Is Gallagher leaving?
Is that certain?
Kai Havertz is leaving, I think.
Yeah, the reports are that it's almost
I'm
done.
thinking of the English
To where?
guys.
Real Madrid.
Who am I to question
I'm
Carlo?
looking at that team, man.
Well, that's a good segue. Thanks, T. Next, we're
No,
going to
but
talk about
because they brought in Noni Madueke.
Yep.
He's English, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But was he homegrown? Because he went to PSV. Ooh. How old is he?
That's what I'm thinking. I've never heard of him being in England.
He was in England. He was at
Yeah, before.
Raheem counts as homegrown.
Yes.
Conor Gallagher, we're not sure he's going to leave. He's homegrown.
Homegrown. Mason.
Who's Mason Mount's going to leave? So let's came out.
Yeah,
What about
that's
the
it.
James,
RLC 's
Reece
gonna
James, Brent Chilwell.
They got loads.
Yeah, they've got loads.
What about the Brighton defender that they want back, but he wants to play
Levi Colwill?
Yeah, Levi
He'll
Colwill.
count as homegrown.
Yeah, okay. They haven't got a problem then.
I don't think they've got a problem.
Yeah. Well,
So
okay,
just to
fair
close out Liverpool,
And
point,
plus,
I'm sorry.
Brighton want Colwill, and Chelsea say no.
Of course.
And the likelihood is they're probably saying no because they're thinking, oh, well, we need to see what the dust settles with our squad first.
No, and
And whether
they
we'll
want
need him.
they want young players playing. They want young players
Yeah.
playing.
And they'll
But-
charge them.
Exactly. But just to close off that point, so it's less that you see movement that you think is born out of that need for homegrown. You just think it's a hypothesis, something to look out for when Liverpool are
Yeah, it's going to affect the way we maneuver in the transfer market.
okay.
Because if we lose Carvalho, Kelleher, and James Winner's gone,
Yeah.
we've lost 3 homegrown players, right? And Jones now takes up an extra spot. So, and if Nat Phillips leaves as well,
Yep.
that's 4 we've
Wow.
lost. So, it affects how many players we can register.
And
We're not
look
going
at
to bring
when
in players we can't
for-
register.
Look at when we went for Ben White and Ramsdale. Look how much they charge us.
Yeah. it's
They're
true.
in a bit
I think,
of a
and then
problem
Oxlade Chamberlain leaving as well.
Mm.
That's another player that we've lost.
Ooh.
So Keita going Firmino. That's 2 of the 17 that we freed up.
Yeah.
I think when I looked at the status, I think we possibly have 4 non-homegrown to fill, but then that could end up only being 2 or 3 depending on how many homegrown players
Yeah, that
you bring in.
Yeah.
So then it affects our squad going into
Yeah,
next
that's
season.
interesting. No one really talks about that dynamic within squads. Because even if you think about someone like Arsenal, where they sign quite a few younger players or they've brought players through, you kind of almost inherently have that in your squad. You kind of tick that box. Reece, Nelson, Bukayo, Martinelli, ESR. Yeah, you kind of tick that box. Interesting. Okay. And speaking of Chelsea, we kind of people are talking about, and it's funny, I like the way you wrote it. Key players
Mm-hmm.
leaving, and it seems like Poch is already swinging the axe. João Felix one, that seemed to cause a lot of fanfare, but it was a loan to the end of the season. He signed a new contract before we came here.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a bombastic signing if they did make it permanent anyway. And there was no agreed fee, apparently. I think at the time, all the ITKs reported there's no obligation to
I think
buy.
they would have been able to knock off what they already paid though.
Maybe. But Poch has apparently said he not that he doesn't want him.
I can't
But-
lie, that surprised me.
It doesn't because Nkunku's coming.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, okay. I was
But
gonna
then
say
if
I was gonna
Hazard's-
say it surprised me in the sense that I thought he would be a player that Poch would want to work with.
He might be, but they said,
But-
but they might have said to him
I hear you.
the two director of football's there because one isn't enough. Might have said, yeah, that's great, bro. But this guy's coming, we already paid for him, and he's on his way.
But if Havertz is leaving, then surely they should keep or try and keep Felix, no? Felix.
But they've got to trim the squad down because remember they can
Yeah.
only register 17
They got their players.
Yeah.
non-homegrown players.
And also, if you've got Nkunku coming, that's the same spot type of player, right? In theory,
Mm.
and one you would argue is more direct and more lethal in front of goal, right? They got Lukaku to sort out, right? Inter said
Yeah.
they want him, but that's got to come back. He's got I think his contract was 4 or 5 years, and apparently he's on a lot of money. So, will they be in for Harry Kane? Discuss. Yeah, I think Poch is already, and he has to move quick. He doesn't start his job until July the 1st because of officially because of his severance with PSG, which was until the end of this month. But he will be making calls and having coffee. He's not working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is the start of pre-season, really.
Yeah.
The window opens, pre-season starts.
Yeah. I think it bodes well. Like if they're already making the decisions, things are already moving. It already seems a little bit more organized than the entirety of last season. I guess when we think about when we think about the balance of things, so you hear players, you hear Loftus-Cheek is leaving. If you're Conor Gallagher, do you stay? You know, no matter what Poch says, you look at the landscape. I think this is going to be a bit of a to the wire transfer season for Chelsea. If I'm a Chelsea player and you're telling me you want me to stay, you want me to play like Levi Colwell, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, bro. But let me see how many people leave. Let me see how many bring in, and then we'll judge it. Because if we get to the close of the transfer window and it's a 25-man squad, but you know, it's a stacked one. It's not even.
I'm not leaving if I'm him.
Who?
I'm staying at.
If you Conor Gallagher?
No, Colwell.
Yeah. You're not leaving. You're not going to play.
As in you're staying at Brighton or you're staying at
Brighton.
Chelsea?
No, but that's not up to him.
What do you mean? He's on loan there?
Yeah. He's on loan.
I thought you said to sign him back or something.
No, Brighton want to sign him back. Or in fact, they want to be in for permanent. Apparently, he's made it very clear that he's not coming back to on the bench. Obviously, he's just played very well and played the whole season. He wants to play games.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of these youngsters now, it's different now. They want to play. They know if you play, you'll make more money in the end anyway, right? If it's about the money. And if it's not, it's about your career. They just want to play. Obviously, Chelsea are like, you're not going anywhere. You can come and be in our first team. And if not be in our first team regular, play some Chelsea games, play some Champions League. We'll stack it up on your value. Hopefully get an England squad. You know, do that story.
You won't get game time.
But I actually think Chelsea's, in terms of player movement, that is going to be weighted towards the end in terms of existing players leaving, that the players they want to keep, because they can make all the promises they want, but you might end up in a 25-man squad like that is very, very stacked. Whereas in a lot of other squads, apart from Man City, you've got 17, 18 players, and then the rest, maybe even some squads, 15, 16. And then the rest are youth players, this, that, etc. Chelsea, if they carve that platoon up correctly, it could be a very hefty 25-man squad. Super hefty.
If I'm the likes of Conor Gallagher,
Yeah.
I'm not staying at Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree.
Like even if I'm looking at what the new manager might potentially see in the squad, like if I'm Conor Gallagher, I'm thinking Poch ain't gonna like me. He's not gonna be starting week in, week out based on who we have and who he might want to bring in. And I can probably go to another team like a Aston Villa or possibly a Brighton or back to Crystal Palace and play minutes.
Play every week, man. And if you're Conor Gallagher, you probably want. Yeah, I think you could deserve a Europa League team. Tottenham should be picking up the phone for him.
Yeah.
I'm looking back at Crystal Palace and their team at the back end of the season. I'm thinking, all that man going back there, bro. Yeah,
it's true. But you've progressed since then a little bit. You wouldn't be thinking Europa. I think at Tottenham.
What has he shown?
Newcastle
to be playing Europa?
I don't think he's shown that much.
So you don't think that from going at his time at Palace, the times he has played for Chelsea, he's played well. I think he's been one of the better players. Not hard. One of the better players
for Chelsea this season.
Nah, I think he's just put himself about.
Yeah, I think the measuring stick is quite low in that instance.
So you don't think it's you don't think he should.
Put himself up.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised if Tottenham or Newcastle went for him. I wouldn't be.
I'd be surprised if Newcastle.
Yeah, no, not Newcastle.
100%. If Newcastle went for him,
Tottenham, not even Tottenham.
I don't think even Tottenham would. No.
Because Eddie Howe said something interesting. He said, "What will be the blocker will be wages, as in these men are not here to pay mad wages. Basically, we'll pay transfer fees.
They might, because again of this whole homegrown player state.
I think Conor Gallagher is a level above Palace. I'm not gonna lie.
He's not Newcastle though.
I don't think he's shown he's a level above though.
You don't think so?
How many top level or potential showing homegrown players are available? That are there?
Not a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
That are going to improve your squad, not just squad players, not just.
Is he better than Joe Willock? Is Callum Gallagher? Is Gallagher better than Joe
I
Willock?
wouldn't say so.
Not based off last season.
I wouldn't say so. I don't think Newcastle or Spurs look at
shown enough.
All right, let me ask an unfair question.
I don't think.
Whose ceiling is higher? Because Willock's been playing for a while. Is this the best Willock we've seen? We've not seen the best Conor Gallagher yet, and he's not that far behind Willock.
How do we know he's the best Gallagher yet? How do we know?
I can say that because he's only been played 2 or 3 seasons.
When he was at Palace, that might have been the best Conor Gallagher.
I think he played better at Palace.
And Willock played better than him.
It's only been 3 seasons for Gallagher, though. Gallagher.
I think.
Okay, now you guys make a good argument. Okay, fair. Maybe I'm overestimating him.
I think the teams you're trying to
Everton
essentially
might be
persuade,
alright.
that would be a good shout. I just think
No.
Newcastle and Tottenham.
Why not?
Wait.
Newcastle.
Sorry.
I think Newcastle
And I
and
can't
Tottenham
explain
too.
why. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. But no, when you say it, I instantly get a reaction like, what? So if you're Conor Gallagher's agent,
Yeah.
you are entertaining Everton moves for Gallagher to Everton.
Listen, Everton's still a big squad. I don't know what the big
it's
team.
a
I don't know why
it's
we're
a big club.
I don't know why we're doing this.
Maybe it's me. I'm
Because they almost
bruv,
don't ask Isaac. 'cause
after.
it's not
But,
even-
okay, but if we look at a career trajectory, right? He did the Palace thing to prove he could play in the Prem and be effective in the team, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes back to Chelsea. There's a whole lot of rigmarole. But if you're trying to advance his career, I don't see how going back, I use the word back in inverted commas, to a Palace or Everton is a forward
I feel
trajectory.
like that's where he has to go.
He has to.
Can't stay in this mad Chelsea team. He probably
So you
won't,
don't think
he
he gets
won't be a
the Tottenham's team now?
starter
No.
in this Chelsea team. So where's he going to go?
Sometimes you need to take a step back
Exactly.
to show
But he did that with his loan.
what you can do.
He did that with the
He
loan.
has to
Yeah,
go
but
back
then
to
and then went
he's
to
got to do it
Chelsea
again.
yeah.
and went to Chelsea
Got to go back to
All right.
and it didn't work
Fair.
out. He's erased.
exactly.
season
That's
at Palace.
the key word there, erased, bro.
So
No one
that now he's
remembers-
got
He might have a shot at going into Brighton.
But that's a Europa League team. I just said
No,
that.
but I'm saying I'm not even thinking about the Europa League thing. I'm thinking of
So we've gone from
just
Crystal
the
Palace and Everton
teams.
to Brighton.
Brighton because I'm thinking they're
Okay,
going to
Brighton Villa.
lose their two main
It's not a bad shot.
stays
Villa's not
in
a bad
midfield.
shot, you know.
Brighton Villa, Brighton.
Villa, I don't know.
I don't think it's an every type player, but I'm talking level of club. That's a progression,
yeah.
no?
It's still,
Yeah.
it's
The
progression.
trajectory they're on. It's a risky one though, because as far as they're going up, in 2 seasons you might be scrapping.
Yeah, but if he went back to Palace and balled out like he did before, he's getting his move.
Yeah, that's
to
fair.
anyone,
Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit short term.
Tottenham's or whatever.
Maybe I'm being a bit short term.
Even the Everton thing, you're like, you sound surprised, bro. Listen,
No, but
if
Everton,
Everton had De Zerbi, they wouldn't be where they are right now.
they may not be, but the problem with Everton is one of those clubs where it's not just on the pitch stuff, there's better off the pitch stuff. I don't think their story ends with this. I think we're going to hear more and
They
more
shouldn't be where
rubbish.
they are, though.
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Yeah. They shouldn't be. The other stuff I was going to say, it doesn't matter. They shouldn't be. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be. The Ali's coming back. I think Sean Dyche is like, yeah, cheers, buddy. Find yourself a club. Or maybe Sean Dyche is the strong man he needs to get him back in. Nah, everyone's looking at me like that.
I don't know about that,
It's
boy.
time done.
Why am I the only one on faith?
Back to MK Dons.
Wow.
Back to them wages
So
that's
that's it.
in your head.
Back
All right.
to MK Dons, buddy.
All right, quickly want to touch on 2 things. Actually, let me switch this around. Anthony Taylor, referee. The stuff that happened after. I know it's a bit of a circle. I should have mentioned it earlier. I forgot. There's 2 things. There's 2 separate things I think to talk about, right? There's the on-pitch post-match stuff and Mourinho in the car park. Which doesn't...
That meme came.
And then there's the stuff with his family in the airport.
Mourinho doesn't set a good example to the club with his antics in the car park.
Yeah, I think that was
that-
antics stoked.
Yeah, that fired
airport.
everyone up. I mean, they were fired up already.
It legitimizes idiots' actions.
Facts. So seeing your manager do that, it almost like says,
but-
okay, well,
Was it you that said he should have drove to the
Should have went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go to another airport. That was silly. That was so stupid of him. Going to the airport. I don't even know what airport it was, to be
What
honest. I
part
don't know.
was
but
it was silly though? Because I've heard another opinion on this. What part of it was silly?
leaving just in the, did they even have security? It was like not Italian, wherever they were, the kind of police were just around him, and he was out in the open with all his family just walking through. Of course they're going to know who he is. Of course there's going to be a crowd gathering. Of course they're going to shout bro.
But they're all
just
trying to
take
get home as
time
well.
and just,
So
everyone's going to
This
go
is the point I wanted to make.
go to another
I
airport.
People are talking like if Mourinho didn't do what he did,
Nah,
that
that's
wouldn't have
rubbish.
happened.
It would have happened.
And I think
You
we
think it
have
would have
to-
happened still?
I think
Yeah,
it still would have
would
happened.
happen.
Of course it would have
I
happened.
think
Of course it would have.
I think
I think it still would
I
have
think
Italian fans,
it
bro.
added, it galvanized some
I think-
internal dialogue, some mentality about when they're gonna do it. But those guys, come on, bro.
I think it's
These are
still
football fans. Football fans, there's idiots. So Mourinho shouldn't have done it. But I think sometimes we go too far with this example thing. Those guys would have harassed that referee, regardless of whether Mourinho was moving like a bully in the car park or not. And I'm not trying to legitimize either, but I just think sometimes it's so lazy. There's this he did that, so that happened. There's probably he probably turned the dial up a level we will never be able
A
to
chair would
measure.
have been thrown, but it would have still they would have
That's
still been
mad,
aggressive.
though, when
Let's
you
be
put
honest.
Yeah. They would have still attacked him,
I
etc.
don't think they'd attacked him. I think it'd have just been name calling.
Nah,
At best.
They would have
been-
attacked
Remember,
him.
this is Roma. This is a team with serious ultras. It would have been their first. The Europa Conference League was a thing, but this is the first proper major trophy in a long time, and they felt like that referee cheated them out of it. Basically,
Not even that. It weren't even him. It weren't him
Yeah, it wasn't.
that made him retake the penalty.
Yeah.
It wasn't
It was
even
VAR.
him.
Yeah. But he's
It
the
wasn't
face though,
even
innit?
him.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
that's
I
the
know.
face. They don't
That's
see
what I was
they
saying.
don't
The
see
other-
who's in
the guy that actually made the call went home calm.
He's probably walking behind him like, yeah, look.
Said, he's walking around him. So it's mad in here, you know.
And,
And
and,
he should be like, it's him, it's him.
and finally, tell me if I'm out of pocket for this, right? As a ref,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to a game like that with my whole family. He should be able to. That shouldn't
My
matter.
family's going by themselves back.
Separately.
They're going back,
I
innit?
don't even know if you're coming, bruv. Like,
No, but
Obviously,
separately.
No,
for
they
him, it's a
can
big
come,
game for
but
his
they don't
career.
know your family. So you lot go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead of me, innit?
You know when I started thinking
I'm
this?
the target and you're walking with me.
Yeah.
And then his wife was trying to back it as well. Like,
Yeah.
All of
Come
that.
on.
You don't want to
Yeah.
see all that. That's long.
Yeah. Well, yeah, bruv, you better. We'll get on the plan, be like, what? You couldn't throw a couple of hands?
You're
nah,
mad.
No, I'm
I'm
joking,
not having
joking.
my
You're throwing a chair and it might hit you right and that. Heads bust and you're thinking,
No, I'm
oh.
joking.
Now you gotta stare at her on the plane.
Yeah, it's all long.
No, I'm joking. No, it was stupidity, but maybe it's sad that nothing that football fans do surprises me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
It's sad, but that's what it is.
I mean, in all seriousness, I think
It was-
I know you lot disagree, but I don't think it would have been heightened had Mourinho not done what he did.
Yeah. He definitely added fan. He definitely fanned the
fueled
flames.
the fire.
Yeah.
There needs to be some sort of reprimand.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man.
The UEFA need to kind of just say, look, you as a result of this, there's a stadium ban or something or a fine. There needs to be something because you can't condone that behavior. Simple as.
Agreed. All right. And last but not least, Big Zlatan has retired.
The big dog.
The original.
My guy.
He was Mourinho on the pitch.
Yeah.
Said what he wanted to say. Did it how he wanted to did it. Some of the best interviews from a football player ever.
Yeah.
And then even to the end, did you hear what happened in his speech? Obviously it's in a game. They just beat the team 4-1. The opposition fans are booing him. And he said, I don't know why you lot are booing. Seeing me is the highlight of your season. That epitomizes the guy. Right?
What a player, man.
866 games, 511 goals.
What a player, bro.
Sick.
What a career. What
I've
a player.
always rated him highly.
Always.
I think
Him and
his-
Benzema.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been in my top 5 strikers.
Backed his chat all the way.
All the way. All the way.
His arrogance made him. who
And
he
he's
was.
and he scored wonderful. I see a little bit of him in Haaland, like some of the acrobatic finishes,
Yeah.
the stretching, not style of play, but some of those finishes. When I think of the last striker that I've seen do a finish like that,
So
Zlatan.
big.
yeah, and so leggy. The overhead kick, it was like an overhead side volley thing he scored against England from,
Yeah. Joe, was
Crazy.
it Joe Hart?
of course,
Joe Hart.
Yeah, it was Joe
That
Hart.
goal was mental.
unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Guy played till he was 41.
That's mad.
It was always people always talked about how he looked after himself. Did all the martial arts, all that stuff. Played in top football. They never dropped a league. Never. All the way.
I think there was a period of time where he won a league every season.
No, he's sick. I went to the
Crazy.
MLS and then came back again at old
mad.
age.
Yeah, I even forgot
That is
that,
a
rah.
mad-
No one
This-
does that,
That's
That
mad.
is madness.
And then sorry, another Zlatan interview, yeah? I think he was talking about Carlos Vela?
Yeah, Vela.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you say you're you're the best player in the league. And he's like, yeah, I am. Yeah. Then he says, but if you look at the numbers, look at Carlos Vela, Said, how old is he? I think he was 20 something. He said, yeah. Where was I when I was his age? Yeah, where was I?
Not
AC
in-
Milan. But the way he just, but he always speaks facts. Always speaks facts. So look, he'll be missed. I'll be honest, I've not seen much of him in the last year, apart from the off the pitch stuff.
He was injured.
Yeah, he's been injured.
I think
maybe
his knee.
age just caught with him.
Yeah, his knee.
And a player like that, he doesn't want to go outside. Yeah. So big up Zlatan. I'm gonna load a Zlatan video compilation tonight and enjoy some of the goals.
Top player, man. Honestly,
top player. I think there's gonna be a few retirements this season, but we'll pick those up as they come along.
Probably, just to say, probably the only player I've ever seen disagree. No, him and Yaya, the only players that I've ever seen disagree. Not gel with Pep.
Eto?
Yeah, and Eto.
Sam Eto as well.
Yeah. Eto.
Oh yeah, he did. Got rid of him and Ronaldinho at the same time, no? Yeah.
You're right.
He ain't doing the step here on the grass and step there, step over there. Zlatan ain't doing that.
You didn't hear Henry say he went and got the ball, scored a wonderful goal, and then got subbed at half time because he wasn't in the area it's meant to be. You think that works? You think that's gonna work with Zlatan? Zlatan will tell you, bro. You're right.
Yeah, because Zlatan's gripe at Barcelona was that he was brought in to be the striker, but then they were still playing for Messi. So he was like, no, I didn't come here to play for him.
And I think the way Guardiola and those guys, they run their thing, they have to be the biggest egos there. And the only person you let get away with it was Messi. And it's just
that's because of Messi's character as well. Yeah. He's humble. He's like, he isn't outspoken like a Zlatan and all that. If he was,
get away with it.
If Messi was outspoken or a Ronaldo or a Zlatan or something like that, apparently he looked at differently.
Yeah, apparently it was more of his actions. Like there's the whole Pepsi story. I don't know if you've ever heard that story.
Passive aggressiveness.
Yeah, he didn't like his players drinking fizzy drink and all of that stuff. It's a folklore. It's a wives' tale, but apparently Messi just cracked open a can in the change room and backed it.
Messi's Barcelona.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe he's like that.
Pep's not getting rid of. Pep couldn't go there.
Just quickly before I know you were the reunion, the Messi reunion back to Barca. Is it going to be a good one? Is it going to be an Henry back to Barca, or is it going to be? I think that Henry back to Arsenal.
I think that goes off. I think they're going to engineer it. I think it's going to be. I think the most likely route is that Miami then loan back to Barca.
Yeah,
because Barca have cooked those books like that. That meal they're cooking is dry. You can't add any more sauce. You can't put any more. They cooked the books. So I think that's the only viable route. They haven't got any more levers to pull.
Yeah.
You know. But if he goes back to Barca and they got all the young players around him, all of that, I think it's either going to be an unmitigated disaster or a masterstroke. There's no middle. There's no PSG where he's got some nice stats and he wanted. No. It will either be a madness or it's going to be sad. Like, embarrassingly sad. But it's the Spanish thing. I don't see how.
I can't see it being embarrassingly sad.
Yeah, agreed. All right, lads. Nice one. Until the next one. Have a good week.
Can I say one thing? Even though we're going now anyway, but I just seen a clip. Burnley is back in pre-season training.
Already?
Nah, see company, yeah?
Swear.
I'm just letting that sink in for everyone, right?
Well, what's today's day?
The man turned up for training today. I see a clip.
Bruh.
These no jokes. I'm just saying.
No, but they've had 2 weeks off, no? I'm hearing 2 weeks is the norm now.
Let them go on holiday.
Nah, I heard some clubs 2 weeks is calm now.
Yes.
That's what I heard. We'll ask my man when he comes in. But
tops, four if you've got.
I thought it was at least a 4. Give me a break.
I think it used to be 4.
That's too soon, man.
But now it's.
I think certain men get extended leave.
You know what they're gonna do, T? They're gonna take the warm weather training next week like it's a little holiday.
Oh my days.
Gonna do a little Dubai.
All right, folks. Man, that's serious, isn't it?
Remember, subscribe, follow, listen, like, all the above on all platforms. Comment.
We appreciate the comments.
Yeah, they're varied, but we want them all. We love them all. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.
Peace.